Listen, we fucked up.
What's up, Bucks fans? It's AJ Turnup. We are here. It's a Bucks report. I'm gonna do my best to look chipper, because I ain't chipper. This is a very somber day. This is a total terrible Tuesday. We not that because we were eliminated, but we were decimated. We were castrated. We were manhandled. We were pimp slapped. We got demolished. Basically, we got demolished, but more importantly, we didn't get demolished by the Cowboys. We got this hurt worse. The enemy stabbed us behind the back, and they were right next to us. And that is coaching. The coaching staff doomed your Buccaneers the moment Bruce Arians stepped out and allowed Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich to take control of this team. Now, in the beginning, we were hoodwinked and bamboozled, including myself, because I thought that Arians may have been just a little bit too extra, and he might have been a little too much on Brady. And we thought with Brady, he's going to have the free will to run the plays that he wants. He's going to have the free will to make all kind of adjustments and make this offense even better. And then with Bowles being the defensive-minded person, that the defense was going to take off to this legendary level, and the Buccaneers were going to be, I thought with Brady returning, he was going to be on a mission where the Bucs could go undefeated, or that was my hot take. Now my logic was at least a 13-win team. Then injuries happened with the line, and I said, okay, we can still, despite that, we can still be 11 to 12 winning team. Man, that was not the case, and boy, oh boy, did we not miss Bruce Arians. But at this point, I say this: to hell with Bruce Arians too. To hell with Byron, and to hell with Bowles, to hell with this entire coaching staff. It is time for a makeover. Why I say to hell with all of them? Thank you, Bruce Arians, for bringing yourself and your staff in to win us the Super Bowl, your second season with us. Thank you. We will ever be grateful for that. You did the damn thing, but you also did the damnest thing, and you gave the keys to a man that was not ready. You gave the keys to an imbecile of an OC that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, who shouldn't had no business being in there, who wasn't even a good player when he played. You handed the keys to men, and this is also on the Glazers. You handed the keys to men for political correctness, not skills. And I say that political correctness. And if you know, you did this to look a certain way, to have a certain image. This is football. This is a business. In business, the best man gets the job. I don't care who you are. We're not saying that there are people who doesn't cut corners, but at this point with this roster, we had more than enough to make one last run to be a championship team. And due to the fact that the incompetence of this team, of these coaches, I don't think people realize coaching is a part of the team. Whatever the coaches implement, that is what the players are going to most likely put out on the field. If there's inconsistency, if you know that these guys were talented before another coach arrived, you should know that the coaching staff, if they made bad changes, that's what's going to happen. And that's what happened to this Buccaneers team. Unfortunately, the damage is done. Byron should have been fired a long time ago. And I heard speculation that he was supposed to be fired during the bye week, but Bowles couldn't find anyone. And if you couldn't do that, Bowles, you're a bigger idiot than I thought you were. You mean to tell me you couldn't find anybody who would want to coach Tom Brady in this offense? Yeah, I'm not buying that. You just didn't know what the hell you were doing. You were in over your head, and you don't deserve to be here. Defense did their thing, but you unfortunately held them back from being great. You're not a leader of men, and it's time to get all of them out. Arians, you allowed this to happen, so you're just as responsible. You didn't do enough to make it happen for this team, and because of you, a lot of our players aren't going to come back. And it's not just the cap reasons, but why the hell would I want to be here? The two most important things that a coach needs to have for his team in order to be successful and to be a leader in that locker room is accountability and belief. Neither coach had any of that. And with that being said, I would like to bring on JT Olson. He's been waiting patiently, so I'm off my little rant for now. But I'm trying to keep my best from getting back to that level that I was yesterday. So let's bring him on. How you doing, JT? What's going on with you?
I want to say good, but I mean, anything other than nauseous would be a lie. I mean, this season's got me sick.
I can respect that, man. Can you, for the new audience people out there, tell them a little bit about yourself? Give them your resume so they know who we're dealing with.
Sure. So I'm the lead writer over at Bucs Report. You can find all my written work there. Previously done a lot of draft work. You can find me on Fansided writing about basketball. But primarily I write on the Bucs and the NFL draft more than anything.
My man. Yeah. So you feel pretty bad. Now because it's a lot we got to delve in, but when did you hit the moment of no return during this game where you just said, "Oh my God, we're losing. Let me just put myself on autopilot mode so I can numb the pain." When did that realization hit?
I think it's probably the second touchdown because, all the faults, all the problems the Bucs have had this year, their defense has been usually pretty good. And I think a lot of times when they've broken and when they've given up a lot of points is when the offense keeps putting them back out on the field. They just wear down. They don't have it. Teams don't typically move the ball up and down the field on this defense. And when the Cowboys were showing that they were having success moving the ball after that third, fourth drive, you knew the Bucs probably weren't going to score 12 points to begin with. And then even if they did, could they stop them again? I mean, this offense is so bad. And if the defense isn't going to keep them in it, they're cooked.
I'm with you on that. I lost hope when Brady threw the first interception. That's when it hit me to go, yeah, this is it was a sucker punch, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to recuperate. But like the second touchdown with Schultz was wide open. I think I mailed it in. I was at the bar with my Bucks fellow fans. Normally, I'm the person that's I know the game very well, so I be speaking out stuff. But by then, I was quiet, and they were just like, "You're all right." I'm like, "Yeah, autopilot." The autopilot mode just hit me and said, "Okay, let me just see who's willing to play and they actually give a damn." I mean, give me players where you just felt that they mailed it in early, in your opinion.
It's a shorter list of people who I don't think mailed it in early. I think everyone looks like they were ready to go home after that Tom Brady interception. I mean, I'm trying to think of anyone who I thought, man, that guy is fighting. That guy will not go down. But I can't think of any. Levante David, I thought looked good early. I mean, he always does. He's always just consistently great. After that, I mean, no one really stood out to me. Props to Ryan Jensen. He was in there. He was a warrior just for being on the field. So I think he had that fight in him. But coming off that injury,
Now,
I can see it.
Side note on that, this is why I always love Jensen. And another thing, Michael Parsons to me is a full blown bitch, immature punk, and he is giving me Marshawn Lattimore vibes, because here's why. Do you guys remember he tried to walk in between the players and Jensen pushed him? I was wishing at that point that he stole them, because I don't think this is why I don't like Micah, because he's immature, and when you match his energy, he bitches out. I don't mind cocky players as long as you can back it up and take the L with it. But when you start bitching and moaning and then you're faking things, yeah, that doesn't show toughness to me. That just shows you're tough until somebody matches your toughness, and now you bitch out. So yeah, fuck Micah Parsons. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah.
I
We
can't.
already knew that about him coming out of Penn State. I mean, all that off the field locker room stuff he had. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why he fell in the draft. We always knew he was a freak athlete. And it's just, do you want that guy in your locker room? And honestly, I don't. He's not my brand of player. He's not a leader. He's not, that alpha male. He's sizzle, not steak.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
You
said
know what?
steak.
And here's the thing. He is, you know what? He is basically why we are. He is an asshole to no return than a Devin White. Devin White at least can have humility. Micah Parsons does not. And that is why I think he's going to be decent for a while, but when players start really getting to match his energy, it's not because you can use that freakish energy all you want to, but if you don't know how to use it to your full capacity, because he thinks he's the newest thing. It's like, my man, we have seen players like you already. Devin White is a better athlete than you. He just doesn't have the coverage yet, and Micah is just one of those guys. Like I said, I can't stand assholes who can't have accountability, and he is one of them. So this is why I'm really hoping when they play the 49ers, they get in their ass and they dig in him and knock him on his ass. And if he doesn't come back and he gets off the field limping, I don't support injuries, but I'm not gonna act like that. It won't make me go.
Well, that's what he was crying about after the Bucs game the first time around. Leonard Fournette chipped him hard, put him on the ground, and he was quick to go to Twitter the next day and say, "Hey, NFL, we can't let running backs just hit people. It's called a block. I know you don't like it. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
that's the game."
That is the game, because when he makes the hits, he doesn't say shit. It's like, no, my man, this is football. You're gonna get knocked on your ass. It's what you do afterwards. All you got to do is just get up and make another play. Because I saw somebody else was trying to really hype it up when he ran over Fournette. He didn't even really run through him. Fournette just got too low too soon. It does nowhere matches up near the first one, where Fournette put him on his ass and he disappeared the entire game. What's up, Slick?
How's it going, guys? What's up?
Nothing. We're just still licking our wounds. Everybody's still hurting right now. I'm trying to be as hype, but I'm trying to also continue my composure, because I said a lot of shit yesterday and it got me banned on TikTok for a little bit, because I might have broken the record of using the MF word. I think I dropped like 6 per second, probably.
Speaking of MF words, as you can see, we have a full screen here. AJ Turnup, upper, as you're looking at it, left. Yeah, the guy with the guns. We got JT Olson, lead writer, Bucs Report, right over there with the Funkadelic green screen, live from the United States.
That's actually dope.
Well, it makes it look like JT's floating, which, if you know JT personally, never mind. Slick, we got Slick live from the UK, and of course, my silly ass in the lobby. We have arguably the greatest Buccaneer fan troll of all time. We have arguably the greatest Saints contributor of all time. And yeah, I'm gonna wipe a little off my lip. And before I bring him in, I got a few things I want to get off my chest here. I haven't been on for a while, so I'm loaded for bear. And as far as the cussing, if you've got this on speaker, JT, Slick, AJ, anybody listening, avert your ears and your children. Go in the other room, because I'm going to say it right now. Okay?
Yeah.
Buccaneers offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich. The same one that laughed at media members' faces for asking legitimate analytical mathematic questions because he didn't understand.
Yeah.
I'm going to point a few things out here. I'm going to pull these out of the sky for you guys here.
Yes.
Buccaneers were one of the best teams, if not the best team, with play action pass, especially in short yardage situation. They were one of the worst teams running the ball in short yardage situations. So what do we do more often than not in short yardage situations, guys? Ready? Answer.
Run the ball.
Run the ball. Why? Because you think you're smarter than everybody. Okay, look, do you remember way back in the beginning of the season when Todd Bowles said a lot of these guys, some of these guys in this locker room are living off that Super Bowl still, right?
Yeah.
He was talking about Byron Leftwich, in my opinion. Now, I'm not going to go too in right now. What I will say is, JT, it's good to have you on screen, bro. I mean,
It's been a while.
it's been a minute. We've got a decent amount of people watching. Listen, everybody, in the comment section, we'll be putting the link to join the show. If you want to come on here and rant and rave, more so than these guys on screen have. Slick, he's not going to do too much. But AJ,
You hear me yesterday.
I'm gonna have to put some cayenne pepper in that water, bro. We're gonna bring him on, ladies and gentlemen. This is by far the biggest troll of Buccaneers fans, but he's actually a good guy. Just don't tell anybody I said that. We're gonna bring on this gentleman. His name is Jono Barnes. I know you all know him. You've seen him on Twitter. He loves to troll the Buccaneers fans. And why does he do that? Well, because he was born in New Orleans and he's a born and bred Who-Dat. And while we aren't really Saints oriented here, we do appreciate good content. We do appreciate good people. And Jono has worked with us in the past before. So before I bring him on, fuck the Saints. And nothing but love for Jono. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll tell you where he's from because that's how he rolls. You're about to witness the greatness that is Jono Barnes. Ladies and gentlemen, Jono Barnes. Jono, I'm going to give you a full screen, bro. Let's hear what you got because I know you got some feelings about Bucs fans right now, right?
I appreciate the introduction, but I take offense to one thing, and that's calling me a troll. I am not a troll. I am not a troll whatsoever. What I am is a realist, and I simply give the Buccaneers and their fan base some humble pie and a dose of reality. So if that makes me a troll in Tampa Bay, Florida, and in Orlando, Florida, then I guess I'm a troll, but I am not. I never consider myself a troll at all. I just present quality, documentative content for Bucs fans to learn from. And it's not my fault that you guys don't want to learn from it, but to call me a troll, nah, that is completely off base. Yeah, I don't need to be on full screen. I want to see everybody's.
So you're
just looking at y'all faces, I can tell somebody got their ass whooped last night. It wasn't me, okay? You know, so before I know what the rebuttal is going to be. Well, at least we made the playoffs and y'all were sitting on the couch. Yeah, you know, I was a little bit upset at that too. And then I realized, you know, I'm gonna use what y'all use against us, against y'all. Yes, because we made the playoffs and won the NFC South 4 straight years from 2017 to 2020, it set us up for tremendous, unequivocal heartbreak in January in the most craziest of ways, whether it was the Minnesota Miracle, which was our fault, or whether it was the referees not throwing a flag, which was their fault. Dennis Allen, what he has done is he has simply saved us from embarrassment and heartbreak this season by not making the playoffs, and I appreciate that, especially after I watched you guys get dog walked all up and down the field last night by the Dallas Cowboys of all teams, guys. The Dallas Cowboys. I understand why you guys are mad. I understand why you guys are getting banned on TikTok and using the MF word so many times. I would be embarrassed too. Y'all should have just let Carolina make the playoffs for all of that. I don't get it. Like, why did y'all try so hard against Carolina? Carolina was trying to take that weight off y'all's shoulders. So y'all, because y'all knew, like, come on now. Well, we watched all season long. And I accepted in week 3, I think it was, that the Saints weren't shit. Like, when Carolina whooped our ass, I say, my team ain't shit. For some strange reason, and maybe it was the Tom Brady effect, it seems like you guys all season long thought, After every win, you know, and y'all wins wasn't even that impressive, to be honest with you. Y'all win against us wasn't that impressive. Y'all did it against Dennis Allen. Congratulations. Y'all win against the Rams. Damn sure wasn't impressive. The Rams pretty much fucking gave y'all a red carpet to the end zone that last shot with Tom Brady. That type of shit made me think the NFL was rigged. But y'all, for some reason, maybe just the fanaticism, and y'all took every single win, and y'all was like, well, if we play like that every week, you know, man, we can maybe be a dark horse contender. No, y'all knew y'all sucked. Y'all were 8-9. I don't want to hear that y'all punted the last game against the Falcons. It's the Falcons. Even if you punt a game against the Falcons, you still should win it. Y'all were 8-9. Y'all should have knew this was coming. So why are y'all so upset? We knew the NFC South was dog shit, and y'all were the keys of the dog shit. Like, congratulations, y'all won one of the worst divisions of all time, and y'all are upset, getting banned on TikTok for what?
All right, as the only representative from the state of Florida here on the stream, I'm going to point out that he's not wrong about Florida.
Well, my condolences if you're the only one that's from Florida.
As he pointed out, Florida is just Texas without teeth. But with that said, John, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
And granted, I'm gonna make a long stretch here. Okay, what you gonna do if the Buccaneers trade for Sean Payton?
Y'all are not well, but y'all know y'all keeping Todd Bowles, so I'm not even worrying about y'all. Now, I'll be honest, Carolina might seem like for some strange reason, I don't know what the hell is up with Sean Payton. He might go to Carolina, which is like, why would you leave New Orleans to make a lateral move? I don't even know if it's a lateral move. It seems like it's a downgrade move to go to Carolina. I mean, I could see if he goes to Arizona, you know, where he has a quarterback of the future to possibly blossom with, but to go to Carolina would be stupid. He's not going to y'all. Y'all have Todd Bowles for another year, and I'm sure you guys are just hoping that Byron Leftwich gets fired. I'm not worrying about Sean Payton in no downtown.
I'm kind of hoping Forrest Gump buys another shrimping boat and takes Todd with him. You feel me on that one?
Man, I feel, look, now I will sympathize with you guys. I feel like we're all in the same boat that we have not much faith in our head coach. No. And that's the problem with the NFC South right now is that I look at all four teams, and I know Carolina doesn't have a head coach right now, and I just don't see any. You know what the problem is? And I told this earlier to you. Every team in the NFC South is going to go into the offseason and say, and you guys have the best, you know, way of saying it because you guys are actually the division champs, and say, wow, all we got to do is maybe sign this player here and tweak this here, and the division is so shit that we can win the NFC South again. And that, for me, I mean, Carolina and Atlanta probably welcome that at this point. They want to just make the playoffs again so they can see how it feels. As a Saints fan, I would rather us just tear down the goddamn building because we don't seem to have any type of pathway to success for as being Super Bowl contenders anytime soon. So I would rather just goddamn be shit next year and maybe get Caleb Williams in the draft or something. I'm willing to take a bad season for a better future and not just to try to keep kicking the can down the road when, unfortunately, our window apparently closed in 2020 when you guys beat us in that fraud of a game that was the divisional round with a half-empty Superdome. You guys got lucky.
Hey, a half-empty Superdome, in my opinion, is better than a. Anyway, I know this is where we're supposed to be ranting and raving about the Bucs, but we got this guy on here from the Saints. I mean, look, he's wearing that thing. And
you guys, hold on. I'm sorry. You guys sound defeated. Like nobody's giving me no. Like, what's wrong, guys?
No. I got some questions for you. They're going to be hard hitting. This is going to be some hard hitting fucking journalism here, bro.
Go ahead.
Okay. As you and I talked off air for a little bit, and I'm sorry, guys. Please feel free to jump in and dog this motherfucker.
Please.
You got some players getting long in the tooth. Saints fans, I don't care about what you think Dennis or Loomis or whoever the guy that wears the funky hat that owns the Saints, whatever that family is, the Benson. I don't care what they think or what you think they're going to do. What do fans think? One, and I'm going to rattle these off to you. You guys, should you keep or part ways with Cam?
I would get rid of him because I want him to use his last few seasons to actually have a shot at a ring.
Beautiful answer. Fair answer.
Cam is one player, no matter what. I will never trash talk, or even if he is not the same player he was in his prime, because that dude has missed only 2 games in his whole career. One was because of COVID, which he said he didn't even have any symptoms for. And he had one this year when they said his nose or something that he was trying to play through, and they said they had to stop him from playing. So I want Cam. There are certain players I want to win a ring, which is why I am willing to let go of them. It has nothing to do with production. I just want them to actually get a shot at being on a winning team before they call it a career.
All right, Saints fan, the season starts again tomorrow, let's say. You've got your choice. Jameis, Dalton, or the tight end guy.
The tight end guy that beat y'all, right? Let me just y'all lost to a tight end. If we're gonna go that route, y'all lost to a tight end. Wow. At the peak of y'all franchise, by the way, y'all lost to Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian. That must suck. Like that
we lost to Taysom Hill, Trevor Siemian, PJ Walker.
I think Kevin White was our number one wide receiver last year, and y'all lost that. That's crazy.
We lost to Trubisky. I don't care. We lost to Trubisky and PJ.
We lost to Trubisky, bro.
Trubisky is a little bit above Trevor Siemian. Let's be fair.
Above what? Fair. Above what? Average height? That's about it.
now y'all just talking different sized piles of dog shit here. Exactly. Let me ask you this though.
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Answer that question, man.
I say this all season long to Saints fans because there was this whole Dalton versus Jameis debate, and I was like, you guys are debating, would you rather get shot or would you rather get stabbed? Either way, the outcome fucking sucks. Like, I did not waste no energy at all this season debating about Dalton versus Jameis. I wanted so badly for Jameis to turn the corner with us and, have that second team rejuvenation that Drew Brees had when he went from the Chargers to us. I thought maybe we could follow that same script. Jameis seemed like he was on that path until, unfortunately, his body seems like it's giving out on him. He tore his ACL last year because of your guy. I'm not going to mention if it was dirty or not. And then he got hurt again this year. And I'm like, he's at the point now where you simply cannot trust him. I think he has the physical talent. As you guys know, I mean, you guys saw him at his peak for about 4 or 5 years. But there seems to be sometimes like he just doesn't have the IQ for certain stuff, which I'm not calling him dumb. It's just that I'm so used to like Drew Brees being a master at running the offense and calling audibles that when Jameis struggles even a little bit, I probably give him more of a hard time than he deserves. But also, it just seems like his body is breaking down. So I kind of feel sad to say it, but I don't think that he's ever going to be a starter in this league again unless he signs with a team and the starter gets hurt. I just think that his career pathway going forward is as a backup quarterback. I don't think Andy Dalton is that much better, to be honest. Again, you're asking for would you rather get shot or would you rather get stabbed? I would probably just start Taysom just for the fuckery of it because at least he's entertaining. He gets the crowd going,
So Slick, I'm going to bring you in on this a little bit, and JT and AJ. You're Bucs fans. Out of those 3 quarterbacks, who do you want the Bucs to face next year twice?
Ooh, it's going to be good.
It honestly doesn't matter.
Dalton, you just got more experience.
Wait. When you say it doesn't matter, is it because you're over it, or because you think that you guys will beat all 3?
It's a bit of both, but it just depends. To be honest, our coaching again keeps us from dominating mediocre quarterbacks. It doesn't have shit to do with the quarterbacks being that good. It's good coaches know how to put away good teams. I mean, bad teams. Sean Payton was a master of that during our dark ages. What did Sean Payton used to do to the Bucs? He gave us no chance of coming back. He cleaned house, he whooped ass, and called it a day. Y'all would throw up 30 to 40 points. That's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Our coaching staff doesn't do that. We play to the level of our competition. And that's why we can't put away teams that we're supposed to. So that's why I said it really doesn't matter. On paper, defensively, if we kept the same people, we should dominate Andy Dalton. We should dominate Jameis Winston. We actually did because he threw those 3 picks this year. He pulled the old Jameis. But again, Bowles doesn't know how to take over. He bends to break.
All right, JT, who you taking out of those 3 quarterbacks to face twice a year?
Oh, definitely Dalton. I mean, he just brings nothing to the table for me. Jameis, you're getting bad, but at least you're getting some good too. He can elevate bad players, and we saw that here. Dalton is in his prime, a game manager, and he's not in his prime anymore. He's just a dead body out there in my mind.
Damn. All right, Slick. We're hoping for some positivity, but maybe not.
Okay, I'll go Jameis. I just want us to keep picking him off.
Exactly.
We'll keep picking the pitch off. But I don't think the Saints are that stupid. I don't think that they've got to move on. They're not going to pick one of those 3 as a starter. You're deluded.
Is this Jason guy in the comments? Is this like a running gag that I'm missing?
Yeah. He's our. And I'm going to walk a fine line here, gentlemen. And Jason, we love you. Well, not like that. Jason is our resident LBTGQ plus. I think that did I cover it all there, Jason?
I think you did.
Yeah.
He's our freedom of speech person.
Jason has an affinity for being fond of some of the guys on camera here, and he's taken a shine to AJ up there in the corner. Nobody puts AJ in the corner. Right? And but here's the thing. We appreciate Jason because he tunes into every show, including the NFL edition and all that. And
yep.
So thank you. And you can dominate me anytime, Buffy. I think that who's he talking about there?
I don't know, but Jason Jono is from New Orleans, so he can hook you up with some gumbo.
Ooh. Hey, so Jono.
I could take Jason to Bourbon Street. He would have the time of his life.
There you go. So, Jono, we know you're a man of many talents. We know you're a man who has no problem putting his stuff out there on social media. If y'all didn't catch it, he got his ass kicked by his old lady on Twitter, which was to me one of the funniest videos I've seen in quite a while. So make sure
that was real too. That was real. That wasn't fake. That was real.
See, now I almost feel bad for saying the way I did. So my apologies, but you took it like a man.
I'm a Saints fan. I have to.
So let me ask you, because you said, well, we're really not talking a lot of smack to you. And you know what? The reason we're not is because we feel like we're in the same place with you guys.
Yeah, no, this is. I came into here expecting like the dungeon, a UFC battle. This is like a derpy session for everybody. Jeez, guys.
Well, that's what it's turning into here, and I think that's because AJ already went to the gym and beat a hole in the wall. JT's up in Michigan, so he's kind of insulated from it, and the gentleman next to you, he's in the United Kingdom. Me myself, here's where I'm at with it, dude. Both teams have coaches that the fan base doesn't believe in. Both teams have salary cap problems. Both teams have quarterback situations they need to address and figure out. Both teams have, more so this year, the Saints, and last year the Bucs lost some veteran leadership on the defensive side. So we're kind of in the same spot, but the only difference is only one of those teams has 2 rings, mofo.
I give y'all credit, y'all. That's why I'm a little surprised why you guys are so down. Like you guys set out to do. You guys accomplished actually what you set out to do. You got a ring, right? Like winning Super Bowls is really, really hard. It's Tom Brady. It's really, really hard. If the referee had threw that fucking flag in 2018, I promise you, it would have been like a 5-year sabbatical for me. Like I would have not give a fuck what the fuck we did after that. I'll be like, I got a fucking ring. I got 2. Like you guys, I got 2. And I would be like, I was old enough and mature enough for both of those rings to like really celebrate. It wasn't like I had the first ring in 2009. I was 21 years old or whatever at that. Like I could celebrate on bourbon, get fucked up with the first ring the same way I would have been able to in 2018 if the referee would have threw that fucking flag. And that's what I get real mad at. This is real passion. Like, everybody jokes about the Saints. Oh, you guys always show or whatever. I just don't like that. And I get that you guys aren't going to do it because you're fucking the division foes. But like, let's take some context into it. Like, we legitimately got fucked over in 2018. Like, it was like 2017, 2019, 2020. Make all the jokes you want. Our team came up short. 2018, we did every fucking thing right. And the third party, which was the shady ass NFL referees, bent us over in our own fucking home and fucked us over and let the fucking Rams go to the Super Bowl just so they could score 3 fucking points against Tom Brady of all people. So I agree. 2018 will forever just have me irrationally mad. I'm going to tell my kids about it. I don't even have kids. When I have kids, every fucking day I'm going to tell them how we got fucked over in 2018. And all that to say, I mean, cheer up, guys. Like, y'all have 2020 forever. Y'all had 2 years ago to fucking celebrate what y'all set out to accomplish. The last 2 years for y'all should have been bonuses. Last year was very
the Saints fans trying to give me that fuck up.
I'll give you this. That Rams loss,
Be
I'm
real
sure was
careful.
like
I'm pissed off, man.
that
We're
Rams
saving that energy for ranting against our own team, not you. I do apologize. I'd love to give you my energy, but I need to get my anger, my hatred about my fucking team right now.
So how did you become a Bucs fan all the way in the UK? Tell me that.
We went to Florida for a holiday, and I wanted to see an NFL game. Closest team in Orlando is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, my condolences.
Yep.
Yes,
I had someone's condolences the moment I walked off the plane with a Bucs hat.
yes.
But I'm really sorry you support our team. I'm like, what the fuck, me? This is bad.
Yeah.
But
Tom
hey,
Brady saved y'all. Tom Brady saved y'all. That's for sure.
Hey, I want to point out to the guys, and I know AJ knows this. I'm pretty sure JT does, but we know the NFL is making that big push into the United Kingdom and Europe, right? And what we're witnessing here on screen next to you, sir, is Slick, who's actually coaches on an American Football League team, like a minor league team over there. So we're building that fan base over across the pond, and it's a beautiful thing. And this is real life testament to it right here next to you. Now that said, I'm gonna talk a little trash about the Saints. How you guys got half the
Slick,
Rangers?
hold on, Slick. Are you available for head coaching interviews? We could use one.
I do defense. I'm not ready to be a head coach.
He's like, hey, you're more ready than the two motherfuckers we got.
Yeah.
AJ keeps telling me about. I think one day I might actually believe him. One day, because
I'm telling you, look, I don't let these people look. And this, I'm telling you all again, JT, you can attest to this. Everybody we know this, guys. Everybody who's employed doesn't mean they're always qualified. We've seen people get in due to political correctness, color of their skin,
first English coach,
gender,
no
nepotism. Someone kissed the right person's ass. I'm just saying, don't ever think that someone knows more than you do, because a lot of times when people show you who they are, believe them. The way Byron carries himself and those dumbass, ignorant, special class comments he make, that shows me he didn't know what he was doing. That you didn't have to. And don't let them try to confuse you with the X's and O's, like when they call plays 354 trifecta. It's like, motherfucker, all you did was just tell the receiver to take one step to the left. That's it. You're not fooling. Don't make me laugh, because I coached the game, and I have met, and I won't say his name, but I've met an NFL coach, and when he tried that shit, I put his ass on blast. And it wasn't pretty. He looked really dumb because he thought he knew more, and I literally called out everything he said. I'm like, yeah, well, this and that. I'm like, yeah, you just kissed the right person's ass to get to where you are.
Well, my thing is, and we got the report coming from pewterreport.com of the potential firing of Byron Leftwich, but the real story in that report by Pewter Report was that the team, meaning the owners, were on board with firing Leftwich after the Ravens game, and Bowles spoke for him. So if we're going to fire Leftwich, you spoke for him, Bowles. Do you know how that works, son? Do you know how that's supposed to work? Anyway, the other problem with that is we're going to fire this coach, fire this coaching staff and blow it up and start from the beginning, right?
That's right.
Okay. Who's going to hire the coach? Light. Okay. Light. I'm cool with that. If the Glazers have any input, we're going to end up with the fucking Josh McCown or some fucking shit.
No. They learned the mistake already.
Or Youngry. We're going to end up with Youngry. Hey, Saints man, are you old enough to remember the Youngry Bucks with Raheem Morris? We try to forget.
I remember the Raheem Morris.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I think Raheem Morris actually beat us one time.
Yeah,
too.
Raheem was not the problem at that point. He just wasn't ready, and he wasn't inherited a good team, and they still were being cheap as shit back then. It wasn't until the Schiano era comes in, your Vincent Jacksons came in, your Michael Bennett's were coming through.
Those are the line.
Yeah, it's that Raheem, of course, because despite that, he got us 10 wins. And that wasn't, I don't think it was a fluke. I just think it was just one of those things where he still wasn't ready. But hell, at least it was fun. Schiano was a disaster. Lovie Smith was nauseating. Dirk Cutter was just Dirk Cutter was just a recreational football team because they let all kind of dickheads on that team. Yes, I'm talking about Deshauna Jackson. I can't stand his podcast to this
Deshauna.
Deshauna.
I
You mean
mean,
the guy that
y'all
you mean
also let Antonio Brown on the team, so come on.
Hey, Antonio Brown was good up until he decided to show his true form. That
homeboy got off his meds.
I disagree with that completely, and this is dead serious. Y'all knew who the fuck Antonio Brown was before y'all signed him. It ain't like he just started acting all erratic before. Like he had all those cases going up against him before. So I felt it mighty funny. Like when Antonio Brown finally started acting up against y'all was like quick to say, "Oh, he's a problem." I'm like, he was a fucking problem before y'all signed him. Oh no, for one reason, and Tom signed him for one reason. Tom would do any fucking thing to win. I respect it. That's what makes him great. So you say, I don't give a fuck about his already DV charges and sexual assault charges. Yeah. Come on this team for a year or two, win us a fucking Super Bowl, and do what the fuck you got to do. So why some of your friends, and I'm not saying it was you guys, were acting like so irrationally upset when Antonio Brown showed you, like you said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Y'all knew who the fuck Antonio Brown was. So all this best behavior shit, man, get out of here. Y'all knew what the fuck he was. Y'all sold y'all soul for a ring, and I'm okay with that because I probably would have did the same fucking thing when we brought Antonio Brown in for a workout or whatever 2019. I was like, sign him, motherfucker. I want to win a ring. I'll deal with the fuck he does afterwards. So y'all did that. Congratulations. Don't act surprised when a fucking leopard doesn't change his spots overnight.
Oh no, not at all.
He didn't change his spots. He just stripped his uniform off.
Yeah, he was a ticking time bomb. He was a ticking time bomb. He was a ticking time bomb, but nobody gave a shit because he produced. As long as you can produce, I don't care who you are. I don't like when people go through, like I said, the political correctness, well, we have to do this because it looks nice. That's the problem with the NFL. They go overboard when shit happens, and we all know it's a business. It's about who can get the job done. I don't give a shit who you are. Just I want to win games. That's why, Jonah, we're upset because it wasn't as if let's rewind it. The 2020 Bucs team, we win the Super Bowl. We're all happy. That's what's up. The second season was supposed to be our back-to-back because he did something. Arians did something. He brought the entire starting squad back. That was our time to win. And the funny thing is, the same coach fucked us over twice. Bowles, who was the one that decided to blitz and do not cover Cooper Kupp running. Bowles, who was the one in Dallas this year in the playoffs, no receivers but CeeDee Lamb's punk ass, and you don't play man. You do the biggest sin of all time that goes against our squad. You play cushion coverage. So Bowles is the main problem, and let's go to it. If you cannot find somebody else, how many people are here right now? If you were an OC, Byron gets fired, and they say, "Hey, we need you to interview for." Would you be willing to go help Tom Brady? Nobody else out there can fucking help Tom Brady with this offense. And Bowles vouched for him. Oh, you got to go too. You mean to tell me this is why I know he doesn't know what the hell he's doing? He doesn't know what he's doing.
So, are you? Maybe you guys are still like in the heat of the moment of the season, and then
yes,
pretty much.
How do you guys view these last 3 years of the Tom Brady era? Like, how would you grade it? I guess.
I got that, and you can jump in, AJ. I got that because here's what I will say: it was successful. Super Bowl championship, conference championship, 2 division titles, and as I pointed out to our guy here on the phone today, we finally swept the Saints.
Shout out Dennis Allen.
So check. Here's my problem. We kicked that can down the road. We followed that Saints pattern. We said, hey, Mickey Loomis, how the hell are you doing that? We're going to do that shit too. And just keep kicking. Now we're sitting here with Brady looking like he's ready to go anywhere but Tampa. $40 million over the cap. Levante David, Jamel Dean are the 2 big ticket guys that have to be dealt with this offseason. And you're going to have to find a replacement for Brady. And Bucs fans, you guys are delusional. We should go get Lamar Jackson. What you going to trade? You going to trade away all the talent to get him?
Who needs Lamar Jackson when you got Kyle Trask?
Right. So we're staring down the barrel of $40 million over the cap, two of our defensive starters need to be re-signed, and we're looking at either Blaine Gabbert or Kyle Trask as the quarterback. And what I will say, I think Trask is going to be a better option long-term than Gabbert, because Gabbert, like you guys have pointed out, when they show you who they are, believe them. And I don't think Gabbert will even be here next year. I think Gabbert's only been here these last 3 years because him and Brady get along and they break down film together and probably Kumbaya fucking yaw and all that shit. Okay. And because, Ryan Griffin got cut today, right? He's a free agent.
Yes. Good.
Yes. Talk about stealing money. That motherfucker's been on the roster, 10 years?
Hey, that's New Orleans legend and Tulane alumnus, Ryan Griffin. Y'all show some respect.
Hey, I respect.
Absolutely. That guy fucking propped up Tom Brady for that parade. He deserves another bowl ring just for that. He's a fucking dude. And he's RG fucking
legend.
Legendary.
He got money being pretty. That is what's up. Can you imagine just making millions and all you got to do is tell a girl, look at my roster. I'm on the roster. And that's
the ring though. He's got the ring though.
And he's got the ring. And then he's
at the club. He's sipping that soda. Some chick comes in and just goes, look at that. Boom.
Look at that. Look at this, and look at me on the roster. Oh yeah, no.
He probably FaceTimes Tom Brady whenever he's trying to pull a chick. Like, hey, let me just call Tom Brady right quick.
Facts.
But then the problem is the girl tunes into the game and goes, "I looked for you on the sideline. Where were you?" Oh, I'm the one holding the clipboard in street clothes.
It's all right. He pulls out his black card. She's gonna shut right the fuck up. He's a starter in her eyes as long as that black card comes out. The average just to walk on, the average is like 289,000. They'll be fine.
All right, and Jono, I ain't trying to rush you, so if you need to leave, cool. But I'm looking down here on the lower right corner at Slick, and he's about to burst because he wants to yell and scream. So if you want to hang out for it, you're more than welcome to. You know that. If you need to go,
I've got something for you, Jono, because you said to me, you said to us that you wanted a bit of banter. So I'm going to give you just a little taste. And you said you lost that game because of a referee's decision. Is that correct?
In 2018 NFC Championship game, yes. You're damn right we did. I dare you to say the otherwise. I dare you.
Agreed.
You won the toss in overtime.
Ooh.
You won the toss in overtime. You didn't finish the job, but you're done.
God, that is a.
Hey, what do they always say when that coin goes up and the team doesn't get it and the team scores? They go, "Oh, they gotta give the other team a chance." You had the ball and you fucked it up.
Hey, Slick, do you need any more chapstick for all that bootlicking you're doing for the NFL right now? No, this is one of the fucking dumbass things that people always come with. Oh, you got the ball in overtime. Who gives a fuck? The game should have been over. The game should have been over. As a fan, the one thing you should ask your team to do is say, just do whatever you got to do to set yourself up to win the game in regulation. We did that. A third party, not the Rams, a third party, which was the shady ass officiating crew, said, you know what? Nope, we're going to give the Rams another shot. We did everything we had to do because if they throw that fucking flag, it don't mean no damn overtime. It should have ever come down overtime. I don't give a fuck if we on the first play of overtime, Drew Brees threw a pick six. It should have never came down to that. So don't tell me about what we did in overtime. It should have never came down to that. We did exactly what you should want to do in a fair and legal sports league, and the NFL referees fucked over us with that. I do not want to hear about
you are up with 140 remaining in regulation, 23-20, and you allow the Rams with 1 minute 41 to go down, kick a field goal, take it overtime. You still get another chance. They flip that. And God, the football gods, a lightning bolt comes down from the sky and hits it, and it hits the tails, and tails never fails, and you get the ball. And Sean Payton and Kerwin. Drew Brees, the greatest quarterback ever, with all the completions. Didn't get it done.
Not even the Rams, the Jared Goff-led Rams.
Well,
if you need to tag the bail you out against Jared Goff, then you didn't deserve that.
Guys, this is why there will always be shitty officiating because of stupid-ass alibis you guys are giving them like that. Well, it was a bad call, but, man, fuck that. These guys are getting paid to call a fair and legal game. They didn't do that. I don't want to hear about what could have been. Stop giving up. Stop covering up for the NFL and the referees. They count on fans like y'all. They count on fans like y'all.
How do you let Jared Goff score on you like that?
Yeah,
I don't know. Ask
Look.
the Packers. He beat them.
Look,
Could be
I
worse.
mean,
He's just younger Andy
You
Dalton.
can go further back and look at that Vikings game. That was fucking weird shit.
no, your guy did the most there. Just make the tackle and call it a day.
Okay, that game, get your shots in. We choked. I give the Falcons shit for choking. It's like we're getting a karma for all the 28-3 jokes that we do, and I'm still gonna do them because they're funny. But we got our karma back. We lost to fucking Kirk Cousins as one playoff win with the Vikings. It was against us, and then you guys beat us in 2020. I would gladly take my lumps for all of those losses. Do not come at me with what we could have, should have, would have done in 2018. We did every single thing that. All you can ask for is for your team to put themselves in a position to win a game. The referee makes that throw that obvious flag. You know what we do? We take 3 knees. We kick an easy field goal. We're playing the fucking Patriots in the Super Bowl, and I am pretty confident we would have won that fucking game. And then both of us right now would be like, well, you know what? We went all in. Our future fucking sucks, but we got to rain the show for it. But only one of us can do that right now. That's you guys. So
I'm
stop
not gonna
bitching
lie.
about, oh, well, you know, in 2021, if we would have, okay, y'all got a ring. Be happy, and don't come at me with that bullshit again, Slick.
Hey, look, I'm sorry.
We're doing real good, guys.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I'm
I
sorry,
thought he was going to say, talk trash
I
about.
can't understand someone who has two chances. You had a chance to win it in regulation. You had a chance to finish off in the thing, and you're still going, this officiating, be officiating. Come on. You're blaming an old man. He's probably a guy in his 40s. He made a mistake.
Oh, yeah. A mistake that cost a fucking Super Bowl.
No,
You're
you
damn
still
right.
had the chance to win. You were up by 3. You're winning the game. You allowed a team. All you had to do is play defense for 1 minute and 41 seconds. That was it. Job done.
That's true.
Mission completed.
Damn.
And then you had that Super Bowl. I will even say that you would have earned the Super Bowl if you went there. But you didn't lose it because of referee. You lost it because you weren't good enough.
Fun fact. 1 minute 40 seconds is about the same amount of time the Bucs played defense last night. So
there you go. Look how
we
that's out for us. We were dog
saw
shit
it last night. Exactly.
Hey, I want to point out we got someone waiting in the back room, but keep him there because he's going to be joined by somebody shortly, and then we're going to bring them
Jono,
both
don't worry.
on.
My boss is a Saints fan. He likes to kick my ass all the fucking time. So feel good about that.
What's my surprise? I see we got.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. We got one part of it waiting. The other part's about to show up, and then we're going to tag team back again. Check it. Wreck it.
And Jono, you know what I don't? It's like this. I've in the past, the Saints player I used to fuck with the most is Deuce McAllister. I'm sure you know who he is. Legend. That's the legend. It's afterwards. I can't stand Sean Payton. I fucking hate him, especially after that Bounty Gate shit and the way that he denied that he had no knowledge. That blew me. And then the other player that you guys love, who is the bane of, I cannot fucking stand him. And I'm glad when he gets ran over, is Marshawn Lattimore's punk ass.
Mike Evans' father, yes.
Hey, on the punk ass comment, we have a special surprise for the man in the middle on the top row. I'm going to bring in 2 of your favorite people, bro. Welcome, David White-Scarver and Rick Hughes to the stream. Jono.
You can't get. This is what happens when you leave the front door unlocked. People come in.
Rick and David, that's funny. You guys had me on in 2021 when you really shouldn't have had me on because we swept you. Then you had all season to bring me on when you actually finally swept us and you didn't bring me on. That's ass backwards. What the hell, guys?
It was pity. It was out of pity, dude. It was really, seriously, I felt bad for you.
Speaking of pity, I think we're having a pity party for what y'all did last night. So, hey, come join the club.
Yeah, man. It was pitiful what we did last night. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that special teams, they just put the hex on that kicker, man. He couldn't make an extra point to save his life.
Yeah, the kicker was their kicker was the best guy on the field for us.
We're all in agreement that we want the 49ers to kick that ass this Sunday, right?
Yes.
We can all agree with something. Good. We can all agree with
I want Dallas to get blown out. I want Parsons to get knocked out of the game, and I want Dak to throw 3 picks, and I want Deebo Samuel with 200 yards on Diggs. That sounds about right.
Is that all?
Man.
And I want Dallas to lose by 20.
We can go for hours, but there is one thing that for sure, before I really want to talk about this, especially with Rick and David is on. You're talking about these punk ass players and players should hate. I mean, you guys, this is not safe for work, right? So I'm gonna say it. You guys do realize the guy you guys claim is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, which I'm letting you guys know right now, he's not. He's not a Hall of Fame wide receiver, but Mike Evans is probably one of
give me a break.
There's one of the biggest
to start his career,
in the NFL. I have
1,000-yard
never seen a wide
receptions.
receiver get so upset that he cannot defeat a cornerback like Marshawn Lattimore constantly owns him and always finds a way to take cheap shots at him. So you're talking about, because Micah Parsons winning y'all huddle or whatever. Look at y'all bitch ass wide receiver.
But he did fly though. I mean, your boy went fucking clean.
Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, Jono, let's be
They
real.
would have been like that.
Yeah. If Mike Evans saw him, if Marshawn Lattimore saw Mike Evans on the street, he's crossing it. Mike Evans.
Pancake Lattimore? Is that who this guy's bragging about? Pancake Lattimore?
Yeah, Lattimore's going to make the Hall of Fame strictly off the games he plays against Shaw.
No, he won't. No, he won't. And that's another thing. If you want to call defensive holding, owning, no, because that's another thing that Marshawn loves to do is hold and
that's
hold.
funny, because we are like one of the top teams that gets called for defensive holding, but apparently they just don't call it against y'all, huh? Like you guys don't deny that y'all.
How's that happen?
Wide receiver cannot have any type of good game unless it's like on a 1 yard line and Tom Brady does a pitch and catch.
How are you talking?
Oh, we got him. He beat Lattimore. You see, he can beat him in a pitch and catch. Marshawn Lattimore is Mike Evans' daddy, and the fact that Mike Evans had to take cheap shots at him twice shows how bitch made he is, and he shows how much Marshawn Lattimore is in his head.
A hoe because every time
I'm arguing one thing. That's the only reason y'all actually wound up winning that game. It was almost like y'all calculated that dumb shit because I saw Bruce Arians on the sideline talking shit. His ass should have been in the fucking press room. I don't know what he was doing on the sideline. Retire.
Can I say two things?
Don't ask Lattimore went out. Brady, give him credit. Picked on whoever the replacement was. That's what y'all went on y'all run. Y'all calculated that shit because y'all cannot beat Marshawn Lattimore.
We beat the Saints twice.
Right.
Super Bowl.
Talking about some damn bounty gate. Y'all doing bounty gates by taking out men.
No, well, wait a minute. First of all, if you played the game of football, after a play's over, you take your ass back to your team. Every time a situation happens, where is Marshawn Lattimore ass at? On the other side, in the defensive on opponent's team's side. He needs to take his ass back over to his team. He's asking to get whooped. Even when the Jameis Winston situation, where was he? On the Bucs sideline. Where was he at again this year? On the Bucs sideline. Brady was talking to Arians. Marshawn shouldn't have had shit to say. Get your ass back over there.
Brady always talks shit.
So Brady was talking to Arians.
I think Rick's got something he wants to say.
No, it's why we're talking about this loser.
He should talk to his son.
Seriously, Marshawn Lattimore. We're talking about Marshawn Lattimore. Why? I mean, the dude's been at home eating popcorn, watching us play. Why are we talking about him?
Yes, it was great.
Yeah, but y'all didn't get your ass whooped.
Congratulations, guys! You guys played one extra game than the other three NFC South teams. Congratulations!
Hey, wait a minute! Don't do that! Don't do that!
Help the Tampa Bay economy. Congratulations!
Last time I checked, y'all got beat by the losing team in the playoffs. That's where Beast Mode was born.
Yeah, but you know what? That was, and this is my point. This is my point because you guys are so mad about the past 2 years. That Beast Mode was after the Super Bowl season. I didn't give a fuck. I kid you not. I was like, whatever. I got my ring last year. I mean, I'm a fucking Saints fan. I had thoughts that I would never even witness a Super Bowl win, much less make the Super Bowl game. So I didn't give a fuck about Beast Mode. It was after that year.
Are you mad about the last 2 years?
I've been mad since 2011. I'll give you that. Like when
mad.
49ers, when Vernon Davis scored us, that's when.
About the Bucs?
Hold on, Jono. Jono just said we're mad about the last 2 years. Dave, you mad about the last 2 years?
No, I've had a great run. There's
like
the Super Bowl trophy thing that almost got thrown in the water.
JT and Buffy, y'all, because they
back to back.
I'm mad about last
division champions.
Right.
A lot of jersey sales. Oh, it's been a blast.
I don't see you guys get swept. I didn't think I could see that. It was nice.
Hey, I got an observation here. I'm sitting here looking at this stream with all these people that we know is making Jason happy, right? But every time I look at this stream, this one image just is embedded in my head.
Yeah.
I wonder I wonder which one Jono is.
I'm not gonna lie. When Rick and David came in, it got real hot. So it's a little hard to handle right now, guys.
Yeah, we know, but overall though, you can't just one play you cannot disrespect is Evans. The simple fact is, I guarantee now, Jonah, you watch football, and everybody here can attest to this. If Evans was on a popular team, do you think he would get more of the recognition and respect? If he played with Aaron Rodgers in his career, if he played with an elite quarterback, you know how many quarterbacks Mike Evans has gone through and he still produces? Do you know how many?
If he gets 1,000 yards next year, he's tied for second with Randy Moss for 10,000-yard seasons. Only person then ahead of you is the guy named Jerry Rice. So he's going on the Mount Rushmore of wide receivers in the NFL.
Keep in mind.
Let me tell you something.
Keep in mind.
The numbers do not lie.
Keep in mind, didn't Evans get a lot of those 1,000-yard seasons with a quarterback named Jameis?
There's a guy named DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
There's a guy named DeAndre Hopkins who gets fanfare. He had no quarterback until you if you want to argue Kyler Murray. So let's talk about who Mike Evans had at quarterback.
Hopkins is the poor man's Mike Evans.
I asked him on my Twitter, and this isn't me trolling. This is not me trolling. Twitter.com/JohnBoys if y'all ever want to see me rile up y'all other fan base, the other Buccaneers fans. I say, has Mike Evans ever been considered a top 5 wide receiver at any point of his career? You guys are probably going to say yes because you're in your Tampa Bay bubble. The answer to that is no. Nobody has ever said Mike Evans is a top 5 wide receiver.
Well, it's good enough for Tom Brady to come throw to him now, wasn't he?
Football ever, y'all.
Hey, let me point out.
The Mount Rushmore?
No, let me point out.
Let me ask you this, John. How many of those top 5 receivers are on winning teams? Just because if they're on a winning team, they're going to get more recognition. Because you know who another person that gets disrespected? Levante David. His numbers are second to none. But when the team is not successful, they don't give you your shine.
Dude,
let me ask you
the best quote. Listen, dude had the best quote. Mike Evans did how many of those seasons with Jameis Winston? What have your guys done with Jameis Winston?
Not a damn thing.
And also, before we go any farther, John, I want to point out, there's some animosity from Saints fans about the Devin White tackle on Jameis Winston. We get that, right?
Uh-huh.
But isn't that just some of your own homegrown culture coming back to roost, Bobby Boucher? Because he's from LSU.
The bounty gate is ingrained in every Louisiana person, apparently, huh?
No, it is because
I never thought that the tackle. I kid you not, I never thought the tackle was dirty. I think it's just an unfortunate part of football. So I never took.
It's a freak accident. Now, what I can't forgive you is that I was dude who hit Chris Godwin. That was full blatant of dirtiness.
Oh no, it wasn't. That's football.
No, he went lower than what he was supposed to. That was pure, just bounty gate shit all over again.
It's not bounty gate. This is where your fanaticism is coming in because you're saying, Devin White was okay, but you're saying that PJ Williams was dirty.
No,
saying, Mike Evans had a
Evans just grabbed him with one hand.
Trash, so Mike Evans has an excuse to hit him from behind. Devin grabbed him with one hand and threw him. He can't help that he's strong, and Jameis had chicken legs, but you can clearly see that he hit Chris Godwin to hurt him. But
I do want to point out that in Mike Evans' first 1,000-yard season, his rookie season in 2014, he had Josh McCown throwing to him then.
Mike Glennon. Okay, I would give you all
Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon started 5 games and McCown 11.
Jameis Winston.
All right. If Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer, then Marcus Colston is a Hall of Famer.
Hell no.
All right, then shut the hell up.
Jono, I got to go, but I'm going to end this actually agreeing with Jono on something. Okay, I got to go. But Jono, you're right. That was not a dirty hit on Godwin. I agree with you. That was not a dirty hit.
I like you, Rick.
Having said that, y'all still suck.
Okay, so currently Mike Evans is the 5th highest grossing wide receiver in football in yards. He is second in touchdowns caught. So I'm not saying he's Hall of Fame yet, but he's on his way. He has a Super Bowl ring, which a lot of these guys in front of him don't. That helps.
Your boy
I'm
I'm
Marlon
willing
has
to
one.
concede there's a lot of football left in his career. God
I-
willing.
it's astronomical to say that he's going to be that he's a Hall of Famer straight away. Mainly because it's so difficult for people to make the Hall of Fame as wide receivers. Go look it up.
That's
It
my
is
point.
difficult.
That's my point. That's my only point. Is
It's
that
stacked against Mike Evans. He needs Super Bowls and he needs Pro Bowls, unfortunately.
there needs to be a line drawn between very good and Hall of Fame. I respect that the NFL Hall of Fame is so hard to me because it means you are special. I'm not saying Mike Evans cannot play himself. I mean, he obviously has the numbers, and if he continues to keep it up at a consistent rate, then absolutely I would say tip my hat to him. He's a Hall of Famer. He is not one yet. And I will also argue, because Saints fans probably have a similar case with Cam Jordan, and there's going to be a lot of Saints fans that say Cam Jordan is a Hall of Famer. And I'm going to be more than willing to accept if an opposing fan who doesn't have his Saints glasses on says, hey, Cam Jordan was very good, but he's not quite Hall of Fame. I can accept that. As long as you guys, because I could, like if somebody says Cam Jordan is on Hall of Fame, I can do the same thing you guys do with Mike Evans and put up the numbers and say, okay, he ranks this in defensive intakes and yada, yada, yada. All I'm saying is, as long as you guys can respect that there is some people like me who just think, I mean, Mike Evans is a fine player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a very good player. But there are certain players, when I think of a Hall of Fame, like they kept me up at night. Like Julio Jones will keep me up at night. I'm like, God damn, how are we going to stop him? I'm sorry, guys. Mike Evans never once struck fear in me. He just didn't.
Yeah, but again,
you guys have a better case with Levante David, who I always felt was underrated, and I love Levante David. So you preach it to the choir when you talk about his accolades. Mike Evans, and good player, very good player. Actually, I ain't even good, very good. Not quite Hall of Fame worthy yet. I'm willing to say he might play himself continuing to it, but not yet.
Well, let me ask you this: what is it that other elite wide receivers can do that Evans hasn't done, and that has a legit quarterback to have that chemistry with him and throw it? Remember, if you say Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers always threw it to Devontae Adams. What is it that Devontae Adams can do that Mike Evans doesn't?
Well, I say DeAndre Hopkins, and I mean sometimes, dude, it's just it's the eye test. Like when you watch special players, you see special players. I believe Cam Jordan has better stats in his career than JJ Watt. But when you look at the eye test in both prime, who was the better player? Like who you say that player is special? Like sometimes it's just the eye test.
Cameron Jordan has 1 sec more.
Exactly. Right, but I'm not going to be done and say, "Oh yeah, Cam Jones was better in his prime than JJ Watt." Now, sometimes it's just you got to look at the eye test and see.
But the eye test,
John, all I wanted to say is, and I think you're right on this, because what you're saying about Cameron Jordan, he is your Mike Evans.
Yep. And I said that on Twitter many times,
and respectfully so. And he's still got football to be played. It's again, like I'm looking at the numbers right now, and the only person that's active in front of him is Von Miller.
Mm-hmm. And I would say Von Miller and JJ Watt are easy Hall of Famers. And I would say, you know what, if somebody says Cam Jordan on that level, I would say,
well, and sometimes we got to understand, just because you're fun to watch doesn't mean you were good. Jameis can be fun and funny to watch.
He was exciting.
Right, exciting.
You never knew what team he
coach.
was going to throw to.
Right, Odell Beckham was fun to watch, but we know overall he is nowhere getting close to a Hall of Fame. It's just when you're an eccentric player, when you have eccentric moments, you're gonna look like, okay, this guy is the real deal. That's what we got to understand as well.
Before I check out, I'll give y'all one more thing to get mad at. I also believe this, and I'm not just being biased. You probably say I will. I think Michael Thomas at his peak, which we'll never probably see again, unfortunately, was better than Mike Evans at his peak.
Slant boy?
Yep. If it's a slant ball, y'all know the slants are coming. Why y'all couldn't stop it?
They did.
Why y'all couldn't stop it? If all he does is slants, why nobody can stop it?
Look,
I'm a numbers guy. So.
Yeah,
Carlton Davis stopped it. Michael Thomas was playing with a broken ankle in the playoffs.
No,
Congratulations.
Carlton Davis was in the game for the most part, especially after his second year. Michael Thomas.
If Mike Evans could have a type of season that Michael Thomas had in 2019, I will gladly sign my name on a petition to bring him into the Hall of Fame.
Well, you do realize Godwin is close enough with that shit. A short pass is
Sometimes
always.
I think Godwin is better than Evans, to be honest.
A short pass.
And this is why a lot of people do think that Mike Evans isn't a Hall of Fame worth thing. And when you said why, here's why. And I disagree with it. His route running isn't the best. He doesn't run good in breaking routes or out breaking routes. He is a vertical threat. And that's and I've said this 1,000 times, because Mike Evans is my favorite player on offense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this isn't me slating him, but his route running is poor. in comparison to these other wide receivers, which is why he's not as flashy. However, I say, and I'm going to be honest saying this, Mike Evans is the best in the world at what he does. There's no one else can do what he does. That top shelf shit, he does better than anybody. But he falls down on the other stuff, those in hard breaking routes that other people can run, those really like kind of snazzy, you go in, out, and double move shit. That's where he struggles. That's where Chris Godwin plays better in. That's just my opinion.
No, you're calling it slick, and it's all again. A lot of people have standards of again. If you're exciting, Randy Moss was exciting, but what was Randy Moss's biggest thing? Vertical. He was never going up the middle because he didn't want to take the hits. That's why people kind of question his toughness, and that's why certain people put T.O. over him because T.O. did everything. You didn't want T.O. getting in the slot because he'd kill you. You didn't want T.O. to go over your head because he'll burn you. Certain receivers, they had a niche to them. Like I go back to Odell. Odell was the splash catches guy. But when the game was on the line, he disappeared. I love what Slick said about Evans. Evans did the Odell Beckham catch, and he took a shot to the face by Keanu Neal. So I think that was a tougher catch. Can you imagine catching that? And then you turn and a guy who's 250 pounds of muscle comes at you at full speed and hits you in the face, and you get up after that. You are right, Jono. It's just on the eye. He's not. Mike Evans has never been truly
not pretty
exciting. He's not exciting. He gets the job done though. Michael Thomas, he got the job done that one season. I will give him that. But again, Drew Brees at that point, that's when I knew Drew Brees was on the decline with his arm, because that is what all he did. That's another reason why y'all lost in 2020. By then, Brees was rusty and he was finished. He relied on his team. And at that point, the Buccaneers were ready for it. Yep. And that's all we're saying. Sometimes because I like Brees. Brees in his prime, he was I think Brees in his prime was one of the greatest intermediate passers that we've ever seen. His deep ball was meh, but overall
he didn't need it.
He didn't need it
with what he had.
He knew how to shred it. He could shred the hell out of a zone. Playing zone against him was blasphemous. Trust me, we know. Yeah, I know. We learned the hard way so many times. I'm like, God Almighty, why are you having Myron Lewis on Colston? I remember those black days. But yes, it's all just because you're not exciting doesn't mean you're not good. Levante isn't the most exciting player. He's good. You know who they thought that he was more exciting was Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly ain't got no stats nowhere near of a Levante. Nowhere. But they were considering Luke Kuechly. I'm like, hell no. If Luke Kuechly get in, then Levante should be a shoe-in. It's about popularity. The Bucs are not a popular team. The Bucs are considered, the Succaneers and all that, and they're not a big market. Again, they go to if Evans was a Dallas Cowboy or a New York Giant or hell, even an LA Ram, I guarantee you the media would pay more attention. And if you're on a losing team, nobody gives a shit. You know that.
I agree.
Nobody gives a shit. You can be as good as you want, but if your team is 4-12 or whatever, they're gonna go, That's why you have to be careful. Individually, they're good. That's why J.J. Watt was never on a legit solid team, but individually, he dominated.
That's a good point because I'll end it with this. Jason Witten is probably a Hall of Famer. I'll give it to him. But you're right. If Jason Witten had that same career with the Bucs, nobody's really, he's damn sure not getting a Monday Night Football announcing gig, and he's damn sure not getting like this easy, which it probably will be for him, shooing into the Hall of Fame. So I'll give you that. Like playing on a certain team definitely elevates your stature. I still don't think Michael Thomas. I still don't think Michael Evans is a Hall of Fame.
No, you had it right the first time. Michael Thomas, you had it right.
Well, I know that. I mean, the guy
had it right. He wasn't
like it's really hit a wall. I mean, he's the reason I'm wearing this shirt, y'all, is because I know I only got like 2 more months of it being valid before he goes off to another team. So one thing about me, I'm gonna get my goddamn money without my jersey.
Get your money, brother. Get your money, brother.
Until June 1st when we cut him. It was a great era, Michael, but guys, I appreciate you. David, it's so great seeing you, my man.
Great seeing you, John. I need more video. Give me more video.
Check out my YouTube. I put one up for y'all last night. It wasn't my greatest work, but I really wanted to take a shot at y'all because I love y'all so much. And I would say this one last time. You guys got a ring, so just be happy, guys. Like, be happy.
Hey, John, before you jump, bro, let everybody know where to find you, because if you're missing this content, whether you're a Saints fan or not, it's irrelevant. It's good stuff.
If everybody's watching right now, y'all see my name right there, John Bones. Search it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I promise you I'll come up and you'll see great Bucs content. But to be fair, I give you guys shit. But the one team I give the most shit to is my own team. Okay, I'm an equal opportunist. Okay, so sometimes Bucs fans come at me and they're like, "Oh, you're obsessed with the Bucs. All you talk about is us." I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure I give my team way more shit than I give any other team." But I do take a lot of shots at the Bucs, and I will continue to take shots at the Bucs because we're one just big happy NFC South family, right, guys?
Yeah, we're elated.
All right, Jono, we appreciate you taking the time, man.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure to meet the rest of the crew tonight. Slick, I feel like you've been holding on this rant for a while. I feel like I kind of came in and kind of threw you off your game, so I will be continuing to tune in, and I hope you give a very, very respectable rant that deserves the rant from last night that game deserves. So
I'll let you go, baby.
All right, now
thank you guys.
I'm
one time, can I get a who that?
Get the hell out of here.
Now that was funny.
Hey, did Dave leave too?
He's a funny guy though. I give him a dinner. Another guy was
Put
cool.
his ass back in here, Dave. You're not leaving yet. You know why? We can't send Jono off without an appropriate goodbye. Is that fair?
Well, of course that's fair.
I think that's fair. Don't you think that's fair?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's
is that legal in most states or not? I don't know.
Well, that's the beauty of this. We don't have. This is not safe for work. Now, for those of you who haven't got a chance to see Jono's content, and we talked earlier about how even though bitter rivals, the teams are kind of in the same exact situation. Shitty salary cap, no confidence in the coaching staff and the fan base. Who the hell is going to be the quarterback? So with that said, let's take a peek at one of Jono's videos. How about that, guys?
Sure.
Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, I got nothing too. I mean, we suck. We're gonna suck less on Monday than you guys, I guess. No, we're gonna suck less than you guys. Yeah. Go Bucs. At least the Saints fans finally acknowledge me.
Yeah, that
There's too much truth in that.
It's so good to see all three of you guys on screen. Sorry that Rick had to drop out. JT, we're going to put you on a milk carton. You just disappeared, but that's okay. I know David, we're so happy to have you on screen again. We know you're not the rant and raver type, at least according to Rick, but I feel like there's a few things you want to get off your chest, but I have to let Slick, because if you see, he's been like bubbling over there. I mean, and I'm not sure if you know this, David. First of all, David, that's AJ above you. Caddy corner is Slick. Slick is live from the United Kingdom, where it's like, I don't know, 6 a.m. or some shit, 4 o'clock in the morning.
3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So, talk about a diehard. And then AJ, dude, I'm gonna butcher this. Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia. See, and David now.
I've heard of Virginia.
David now joins me as another Floridian. Although, as you can see, David looks like a normal person, as opposed to the stereotypical Floridian that I am. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to get Slick. Do you got a rant to get out here off your system, or you want to wait, or what's going on, buddy?
I think once we get the topics going, that's when my rants will come. And I think I can be uncle.
I want to ask David, because we haven't got a chance to really chop it up with you recently. Mm-hmm. The season in a whole for the Buccaneers, we realize it didn't end the way anybody wanted it to, obviously. But considering everything from the Ryan Jensen injury to start training camp, the whole debacle in the offseason with Arians, Brady retiring, Brady, blah, 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 all that, what would you give what's your overall synopsis of the Buccaneers 2022 season?
It was back to the suck. That's the first thing that comes to mind. It was a tease. The whole bit about, the Rams come back. Oh, the Rams come back. We're going to turn it around here. Oh, look what we did to the Panthers. Watch out, playoffs and all that. The Bucs as they were, the 2022 Bucs will forevermore be a average to less than average team, period. There was not much flash of anything. It was just more suck. And they had a favorable schedule that you didn't realize going into it. And that's what it was. It was just an average team. It's like on our show tonight, Rick was like, what's your initial impression? My initial impression was a 13-4 team kicked an 8-9 team's ass. I mean, it was what we saw all year. It wasn't anything surprising. Dallas decided to show up, had a chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to get their head handed to them in San Francisco. But compared to the Bucs, they were golden, and they played well. And that's the first time in, 7 weeks that Dak Prescott didn't have an interception or turnover? I mean, tip their hat to him. I was more disappointed. Anything else was the defense. The defense didn't show up. I was counting on the defense showing up. I didn't give that a second thought. The offense played like I expected it to, but the defense, that was disappointing.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I know Slick wants to wait until we get to more topical stuff, and I see AJ, dude, you're like an Iron Man up there. I got a few things I want to get off my chest. Some Bucs related, some NFL related, but most of all, observations I've seen while scouring Twitter for Bucs content. Okay, so first of all, Patriots and Belichick fans, it was Tom. Okay, it was Tom the whole time. And this is gonna really make David happy. Using correlated statistics to prove causation. Stop that.
Music
shit.
to my ears.
Please stop that. Some announcer chode will always do this team has a great record when their running back gets 25 carries, basically saying they won this game because the back got 25 carries. No, stat boy. Most often that back had 25 carries because his team was up big and he just was running the clock out in the fourth quarter. The carries are typically the product of the win, not the cause, Connor. And I'm sure Dave can appreciate that. Can we put a ban on shooting shirts into the crowd? I paid to watch a fucking game, not a circus. Okay, guys? Thanks.
Not an NBA fan, huh?
Whenever you hear an NFL, this drives me crazy. Whenever you hear an NFL owner say, we're doing this for the fans. Okay. Whenever the owner utters that phrase, he's lying through his teeth and dipping deeper into your pockets. It's condescending. It's insulting to our intelligence. Using my tax dollars to build a new stadium in order to charge ticket prices I can't afford, install luxury boxes I'll never step foot in. It's not in my best interest, asshole. Okay? Just throwing that out there. Fantasy football geeks. Nobody fucking cares about your fantasy team. And no, you wouldn't make a good NFL GM. Stop it. Stop it.
Now you're getting personal.
Next one. Pam Oliver's wig. Y'all leave Pam Oliver alone, you filthy fucking animals. Okay? Next we have Purdy tired. If only someone would let us know where the fuck Brock Purdy was drafted. Jesus Christ, I'm tired of hearing Mr. Irrelevant. Okay? Beast chode. No, Skylar. Carrying all the groceries isn't going beast mode. Shut the fuck up, okay? Quit posting that shit on Instagram. It's embarrassing, and it takes too much time. Now, outside of football, J.K. Rowling, fuck you. Harry Potter is a direct ripoff of Star Wars. You're not going to convince me otherwise, and fuck you again, okay? Skin tags. What the fuck are you, and why are you growing there? Fuck you, skin tags. Oh, and one last thing. Saints fans, when you scream who dat, are you asking who dat is stupid enough to wear gold and black in a summer southern city? Dumb. Please stop that. Now, for all you people who are watching the show, you see the link in there. You see us saying, hey, come on here and yell and scream, rant and moan. Hell, you can pretty much say almost anything, as you can tell by my dialogue. But yet, y'all look at that link and you go, I don't really know if I want to jump on. Fuck you. That's why we're doing this show. We're doing this show so people like Jono, people like Slick, AJ, David, and myself, and all you other people who are out there on social media typing away like little fucking douchebags and arguing about shit that you is way above your fucking pay grade. We're giving you an outlet. We're giving you literally a live stream to come on and rant and rave, most likely make an ass out of yourself, but nonetheless have a chance and the opportunity to do that. And you guys don't do it. So I am challenging you. The Bucs season is over, but we're not done doing live streams. We'll still be out here. There's still going to be a whole lot to piss off people about and to be pissed off about. That said, I'm going to put a pin in my rant because when Slick starts rubbing his beard, he's either drunk, tired, or he's got something to say. And I don't want to take up all the airtime, but I did want to get that off my chest. Oh, one more thing that's pissing me off. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Whopper, triple Whopper. Fuck you, Burger King. Fuck you in the ass. Fucking stop it. Just stop it.
Ah, it's a fucking catchy tune that sticks in your fucking head.
I'm done. You guys can go off now because I got to take some blood pressure medicine.
I tell you, were we surprised with what happened last night? Yes. Because we all had the fucking glimmers of hope that we're like, oh, they'll turn this around. They'll turn this around. We got Tom Brady. We look like fucking fools. We did. And no other way that we could have been more embarrassed than by allowing the fucking Dallas Cowboys to run up and down on us. Like they were going up and down the fucking field more than a hooker drops her knickers. It was fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
And my son comes downstairs going, Daddy, can I watch the game with you? And I'm like, no, you don't watch this shit. Go back to bed.
I'm back because I heard fucking hookers. Keep going.
Yes, no, the Buccaneers got the heels to Jesus treatment.
Yeah. It's just that shit's not going to win. And why were we surprised? Like David, you said it. We were at 8-19. But I'll tell you what really pissed me off is seeing people going, wish we didn't go for a divisional championship and we just played for draft position. Are you fucking kidding me? We're in this game to try and win something. If we win the NFC South, at least that's something. How many years of obscurity have we had where we're going, do you think if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Jameis Winston in the 2015 or 2016 season, where we were not far off, like we're a game away, do you think it was going to end any differently than last night was going to differently? And we all begged for it. We're like, we just need one more win. Or what about the 2019 season where we had 3 games left and James went, fuck it. Here's another one, fuck it. And another one, fuck it. Let's say we convert those and they turn into a playoff berth. Do we see the Buccaneers doing anything in the playoffs then? No, but we were begging for it. We're like, we're so close. Now we get it, and we're going, I wish we had draft position. Oh, fuck off with that shit. The difference.
First time, 2 in a row. 2 divisions in a row. I'll take it. Thank you. Been doing it since 1976. Heck yeah. 8-9. So we're better than the Saints. We're better than the Falcons. We're better than the Panthers. It's just we realized how bad the Panthers really are. So.
It's frustrating to see people write that shit. And the thing I don't like about it is they'll put their pick in for the game that we're playing. They're like, the Buccaneers were going to win. But then you can't complain. Why can't I complain? Well, that means you're accepting at least of a 26th draft pick because that's what you're going to get if you win a playoff game. Minimum. You're walking away with the 26th pick in the draft, more than likely. Or higher. Or higher. So if that's okay, so why are you bitching about it now? Because you had the Buccaneers to fucking win. Mm-hmm. Why are you whinging after the fact? And I fucking hate people who do that. You're going to whinge about it after the fact. Look, it's such a defeatist mentality to turn around. We should play like the whole tanking thing. Players don't want to tank. Players don't tank. Organizations want to tank because they see what they think is the bigger picture. And you know what about draft picks? Doesn't matter whether you pick number 1 or number 30 fucking 2. You need to hit on it. Yes, It's easier to hit when you're early. It's harder to hit later. But the Buccaneers got a mid-round pick. They will be able to pick something the fuck up. If this whole match, let's look at the Buccaneers picks right now. If you turn around to me and said, what are the best 5 picks that we have made since we've had this GM that are currently on the team? Tristan Wirfs, in no specific order, I'd like to point out. Mike Evans, Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield Jr. Sorry?
Antoine Winfield.
Antoine Winfield. And I've got one other person, but I can't remember my fucker's name.
Devin White?
I'd probably go Devin White. Then you've got your Chris Godwins, who are in the next tier. How many times did we not hit on people? It happens. There are teams that whiff. You have to hit on your draft picks. It doesn't matter how good your draft pick is. You still got to fucking hit on it.
You're not putting Jake Carmada up there? That dude can hit.
He was the best draft pick of this year. That's how bad the draft was this year. I mean, that's yet to be seen of some of the other players, but right now he's the only one you can turn around with. That guy was a fucking dude.
Yeah.
And that guy, the fact he got that far downfield as well, I was impressed. I saw that hit and I was like, okay, I see you.
Yes, you're right. And Slick, you brilliant. And Dave, we can all assess this. It doesn't matter how many picks you get. It's what you got to strike. The draft is literally what I call the guessing bowl. You're guessing and hoping that this person will stick to it. You're guessing and hoping that they're gonna be okay. We thought Quan Alexander of the world was going to be the answer to our prayers. We thought he was going to be Devin White, and he wasn't. We thought Michael Clayton, that sensational rookie season, he was going to turn the corner. He didn't. He regressed. It's all about and when you tank, they don't realize if you tank, you might be unemployed. I don't think a lot of fans don't get that. A new GM will see that. A new coaching staff will say, okay, he's a loafer. Get him off the team.
Do you want to play for a team that tanks?
Yes,
you're playing.
Yeah,
you're playing for your job every week. That's the bottom line.
That's right.
I mean, you may not get if you keep blowing it every week, you're not going to have a job very long.
Amen. And that them checks are going to get
the average NFL career is a whopping 4 years. So for every Tom Brady, there's hundreds upon hundreds of those who cling on to it as long as they can, and then we forget about them if we ever even paid attention to begin with, if they're not a star. But it's a cruel business, and it is a business, and you've got to bring it every week. There's always somebody watching.
Yeah, and somebody also willing to take your spot that is hungry and deserve it. And this season, I told you. Somebody asked to give me the grades of the first few seasons. The first season with the Bucs with Brady, I'm going to give it an A-. The second season, I'm going to give it another A-. This one, D+, because we underachieved with what we had on offense and defense. This coaching staff was inexcusable. You underutilized. Now, one thing that pisses me off, and Dave, and me and Slick have talked about this, is when they talk about injuries. Every team goes through injuries. I don't care if you're lying, you had an injury.
Dallas had an all-pro tackle out last night on the offensive line.
Exactly. The Bengals
they did pretty good.
Yeah, Bengals are back in the playoffs and their guys out. It's all about adjusting, and your coaching staff. Brock Purdy I think by next season reality will come back. But when you have a coach that plays to your strengths and you are surrounded with talent and he's utilizing you the right way, you're going to look good. That is what coaching is about. Look what Pete Carroll did with Geno Smith. Look at what Detroit has done. The coach has done in Detroit. I say this, there's two things that a coach has to have that makes your team: accountability and belief. They have to go together. When you don't have one or the other, that's where you get a mixed season. When you have, if they don't have both, it's a lost season. Bold and Byron didn't have neither. And another thing they can't do is adjust. How many times, Slick, we said this before the game, David. We was like, the biggest enemy, I said the biggest enemy of the Bucs is not Dallas. It's Byron and the coaching staff. And damn it, if they doomed us, I'm just going to say it, predictability killed the Bucs the first 4 drives. Running the first down, you get nothing. We got knocked back, actually. The HB draw, the little screen, lack of shallow crossing routes. No chipping. You let Donovan Smith try to take on Parsons and you don't chip. You don't even try to get in his Parsons' head by running into him.
How many times in our pre-game show we alluded to, David, that one thing that we would like to do is, because of how Michael Parsons reacted on social media about being chipped and the crackback block on him, what we wanted to see is this being done again and him kind of get a bit of a hissy fit, and hopefully we can get him biting, get a penalty out of it, and that kind of a thing. And it never seemed to materialize. We were talking about using Cade Otton a little bit more and taking advantage of matchups where you wouldn't necessarily see them as the danger men or what have you. They do end up starting Rashad White, and they didn't really materialize. I thought they were thinking that speed will kill. It didn't. And then they tried to go to a bit more blunt force trauma, and that didn't work either. For me, guys, it was more the running on running on second down and long. And I'm talking like second down and 12 or second down 11. You're just setting up yourself up for failure, because we're not a running football team. We're a passing football team. We always have been since this team was assembled. And it's not massively different. It's only there's been adjustments and changes, of course.
Well, we talked about, I'd be interested to know what we called out 3 turning points in this era of the Bucs. The first one, even though it was a theater of the absurd, but when Antonio Brown took his pads off and walked off the field in New York, jaunted off the field in New York, that was the end. You were not going to the Super Bowl without him. You won a Super Bowl with him, you weren't going to win it without him. And then I thought when Gronk got crunched and had the punctured lung, I think that set up that he doesn't need this anymore at the end of the season and retired. And I think he's retired for good. And the other one was when Bruce Arians resigned as head coach. He sets the tone and he makes a difference. And Todd Bowles reminds me of Dave Wanstead, great defensive coordinator, but it's a totally different skill set when it comes to being a head coach. And I don't think he has the ability to lead the team.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a defensive coordinator for your entire. I'd give my right fucking arm to be a defensive coordinator. I would have no interest. I was asked to be head coach of my last team, and I went, no, I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm not interested, because I would probably just say, offensive coordinator, deal with the offensive shit. I'll just tell me when you need a timeout, and that's it. I don't want to fucking know what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing. Just fucking score points. I'll stick with my defense, and and that's my problem. So I may as well stay off as a defensive coordinator. And like I said, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in not having to be the big. I mean, being paid a couple of million a year, it's not a bad life.
No. And Monty Kiffin is an iconic defensive coordinator in Tampa. He is literally the godfather of defense. If we seen Monty Kiffin right now as a Bucs fan, you're running and hugging him, saying thank you for providing us with your defense. It's
Mr. Cover 2.
The cover 2, the Tampa 2. I like to call it Tampa 2.
The Tampa 2.
The Tampa 2 is just so special. It's just
we called it Tampa in my scheme.
The Tampa 2,
I was named by me. Everyone knows what Tampa is. If you're into defensive football and you're coaching, like, because you've got different versions of cover 2. You got cover 2 rubber with a 1 high, and then with the 2 high, it's more the traditional 2 safeties and what have you. And you can rotate. You can have the safeties come down and play the flats, and you can have the corners go up, and you can mix and match your coverage, which a lot of Buccaneers fans didn't realize until I told them that. They went, no, cover 2 is only ran by 2 safeties. I went, no, cover 2 is when 2 people go deep. That's all it is.
Yeah.
There are variations of cover 2.
That's right.
If you got John Lynch as one of the 2, it helps.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, Dave, back to your coaching, you have to make those decisions. This is a business. You're not going to affect my business. I'm Bowles. After the game, honestly, after the game against the Browns, he would have been fired. Now, for me personally, I'd have fired him way before we got to Germany. But that's just, I would have fired him after the Steelers game, because he showed.
Well, I don't think you would have fired him, because you wouldn't have made him head coach to begin with.
No, I get Jason saying when he would have done it, and I can see where he's coming from, because that was the ultimate matchup game. That was like, you've got all your wide receivers group was kind of set. It was pretty much solid, and you're going against a team that was having a 4th round pick, a fifth round pick, a guy off the street, and one of their and a backup and a backup safety in. This was the game where you passed the ball. What were they missing from their front set? What were they missing from their front seven? A pass rusher who's not very good again. Typically pass rushers aren't great run defenders because they are pass rush specialists. So you're running into a fucking brick wall. What did we do? We ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball, hoping something was going to happen. It's like, dude, you do realize you have a matchup nightmare out here. You've got Chris Godwin, you've got Julio Jones, and you've got Mike Evans, and you've got Gage. I'm not too sure where the injuries lied within that team at that point, but you were pretty solid in that area, if I remember correctly.
No, we were. We had Scotty.
We just kept on trying to run against a brick wall and hoping we'll knock it down. I'm like,
and we never utilize our players. Scotty Miller, I'm sorry, even if you know he's good for one thing, you still use him for that one thing because that one thing can really do damage against teams that aren't able to defend it. That would have been the perfect game. For all you know, Scotty Miller could have had a breakout game against the Steelers because, again, 4th, 5th round guys might not know how to recover with his speed, or with his speed out there, they're going to say, let's take 2 guys just to be safe. And that's when your other receivers can feast. This is what we were talking about so many times, Dave. Mystic always said the lack of imagination and creativity. It's the same thing.
It's like they have their 20 plays lined out and they're not going to deviate from them regardless of what the other team's doing, which it's all about. NFL is all about adjustments. And that's why some teams are great in the second half, make comebacks and win in the playoffs. So
yeah, I the first 15 plays of the Bucs, I knew what they were doing. I called it against Dallas. I couldn't believe I was laughing at myself. I was intoxicated by then as well, but still I was like, oh my God, I'm drunk and I know what they're going to do. Geez, this is not good. And I'm sure Dallas was just dumbfounded because in the beginning, the Bucs, when they played man, they were stopping Dallas. Dallas was actually nervous the first 5 minutes of the game because
drives. That was really like, it was kind of like
nobody could get a first down. I mean, it was 3 and out. I'm like, somebody's. I love that. I thought the Tampa defense would continue on, and they didn't. Yeah. It was very disappointing.
But they switched the cushion. They switched the cushion. They literally did this every game, every time.
I get going a cushion on 3rd down and long. Because it makes sense, but 2nd down, this is where you don't want to put them in a good position on 3rd down. Because if you're giving cushion, they can catch it in stride on a slant with 5 yards, so they've guaranteed themselves 5 yards. Now that 3rd down is 3rd and 5 instead of being 3rd and
8.
10.
Yep.
Yeah. You've got to be competitive in that. I get cushion coverage. I get given different looks because you're trying to confuse and disorientate the quarterback. I get it. But there's got to be a time and place for it. And it just seems 2nd down is definitely not that. 2nd down is like, you've won 1st down. Great. Let's dominate the next down because now it's going to be really hard. Because how many times has this Buccaneers offense struggled on 3rd down because they're staring at 3rd and 12? Or 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 8. It's much harder, and they know what's coming.
Yeah, it was just too obvious, Captain Obvious. And you have the defense. And the funny thing is, the Dallas was playing defense the way that we should have been playing them against their offense. They just didn't have what it took to adjust. And I was looking for. You have no Scotty in there. You have no one. You didn't utilize your weapons. The Bucs should have set up the path. You used the.
He didn't lock the door.
No, he didn't.
I forgot this was the rant show. I forgot this was the rant show.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Come on, Rick.
You go ahead, Rick.
Oh my God. Okay, so can I complain about? Let me make this clear. Tom Brady is the greatest player to ever play the game. All right. He's the best quarterback in the history of the league, certainly in the history of the franchise. There's no doubt about that. But you can't win with an effing pocket passer that's afraid to step up in the pocket.
He played poorly. He played poorly.
It's impossible to win with a pocket passer that won't step up in the pocket. All right, you have to have more than 2 seconds. Imagine trying to coordinate an offense where you have 2 seconds for the routes to develop. That's it. You only have 2 seconds, and then everybody blames you. Why can't we run the ball? Well, there's 10 people in the box, 1 deep safety, and then you can't run the ball. Well, of course not. They say, oh, everybody's in the quarterback's face. Brady threw 66 passes last night. He got sacked twice. He got hit a couple more times. I'm calling BS on the blaming the offensive line. Listen, Brady, I'm glad. Oh my God, am I glad you came to Tampa? Absolutely. But you played like crap all year. All right. Tom Brady this year is not the Tom Brady that came to Tampa. The Tom Brady that came to Tampa had extra practices.
Broke into places, broke into parks, and had illegal practices.
Right. Did extra. Now taking weeks off out of camp. Now taking Wednesdays off. Now it's I'm 45. I got a lot going on. Okay. What happened to the Tom Brady that the Buccaneers had 2 years ago? Stop blaming everybody and feeling like, oh, I can't say anything about him. Okay,
I think
stop
he's
it.
done. I don't think he's coming back. I think he's done.
Yeah, no.
Physically, he's there. Mentally,
Tom Brady was hit 6 times in total.
Yeah.
he threw 66 passes.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
offensive line did fine.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
Yeah.
stating the fact. I'm not.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
no,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just-
we
I'm
know.
trying to on your side.
This is my
We're-
brain.
yeah.
I'm pissed about this.
I hear you. No, he lost me when he threw that first interception, because that right there is not like Tom Brady that we know.
It's been all
Normal
year.
Tom Brady would either throw it away, or at that point you just eat the sack. You're in field goal range. You live to fight another down. That was piss poor. I don't want to get hit. I agree. This is the first time I could ever say that I actually saw by the third quarter Brady wasn't mentally
didn't want to be there
anymore. I had never seen him like that. I've seen him frustrated, but this game, he was the third quarter. I came to the realization. I said, "Oh my God, Brady quit. Brady mentally quit. Brady literally just was like."
He did it before the year started. This is what I don't understand. And everybody acts like it's so you're not allowed to say it. But listen, there's no disrespect to that guy. He's the best quarterback that this team's ever seen, the best quarterback this league's ever seen, the best quarterback this game has ever seen. But not this year. He was not the Tom Brady we've seen in years past. And it's not that physically he can't do it. It's not. It's just his headspace is all wrong. It's just not. He's not. Tom Brady, it's almost like he's not hungering for a Super Bowl anymore. Now he's like, do I want to play again? Do I feel like playing again? Instead of, God, I want another Super Bowl. That guy's gone.
I mean, he is 45 and he is entitled to feel that way. He just doesn't need to go out on the field.
No, he's not entitled to feel that way. He's not, okay? My boss won't let me say, Rick's 56. He doesn't have to really show up and give his best. He can show up when he wants, take a few extra days off a week. He can run. That's crap, Dave. No. He's not entitled to that.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean playing like he did, but I mean he's entitled to walk away from the game, which I think he's going to do.
And
he just did it 1 year too late.
Yes,
and I don't disagree that yes, if you're getting a paycheck in the National Football League and you step out on that gridiron, you owe it to your team, you owe it to the fans, you owe it to the owner, you owe it to the league to go out and give everything you have. And he really hasn't this year. I'm just saying he's entitled to say, I'm done.
Yes.
I'm not there. He should have already done it. He should have stayed retired. But lots of players have hung around for too long.
Right. And we know
that burning passion to win championships. And it was not kind of obvious. It was really obvious. There was a whole different mentality. I mean, he looked different. He looked skinnier going into camp. I said it during camp. I'm like, he physically doesn't even look the same. Mentally, he doesn't look the same. Somebody made the comment during preseason that he looks miserable. This guy's not been the same Tom Brady. God bless the guy for coming here and giving us the 3 best years we've ever had. But let me tell you something. I honestly believe if we had Derek Carr, for instance, as quarterback this year, I know what I'm about to say is like Buccaneer sacrilege, okay? But if we had Derek Carr, we probably would have won more games because Tom Brady is afraid to get hit because he's 45 years old and he's not going to be able to recover. Okay, he's not physically. He can't. So the bottom line is he gets rid of the ball quicker than he needs to. He's not running it for it's 3rd and 3, and there's he could probably run for the 3 yards. He's not going to do it. He's going to throw the ball in the dirt 5 yards from the closest running back. Okay, listen. When the other team knows all you have to do is stack the box with 10 players, and Brady's not going to throw deep because he's afraid to, then you've got the game won already. Imagine everybody who hates Byron Leftwich. Imagine if they said you can be the coordinator of this team, but every play has to completely develop in under 2 seconds.
Can I play devil's advocate on that? I hear what you're, and I'm not disagreeing. It can be frustrating. I'm just going to say this, Rick, but it is possible. Because you know why? There's a flip side to this. You have Mike Evans, an elite receiver.
He's not fast.
He doesn't have to be fast in certain situations. Hold on. Are we getting there? Chris Godwin, an intermediate assassin. Scotty Miller, a speedster. You have.
Is he still on the team?
It takes more than 2 seconds.
It does. And I agree. But you also have Fournette, who is spectacular at chipping, who can get you that extra second. It's not impossible. But
he got rid of the ball in under 2 seconds, whether he had to or not.
Right. But at the same time, you got to also look at it like this. You can't do the same. We just talked about predictable plays. Slick has always said this very articulate. You have to also use the width of the field. Every time Byron had the ball, it was a damn go route. It was a damn just get out as fast as you can. Now, if you're a defender, all you have to do is get right in front of that and disrupt it. And as you said already, if they're going to lower up the middle, if I'm Byron, okay, I'm going to use a fast guy or Godwin to make them pay heavily for that. If you're going to load the middle, Godwin is going to be wide open in the middle of that damn field. And if you look at most of the plays, when they struck quick, when Brady was willing to sit in there and take it, it was killing up the middle. Again, the Rams game, when he had like 40 seconds and no timeouts. That first pass
the off season
up the seams of Otley. So I'm just saying it can happen. You're Rick, but you are right. Brady pissed me off a lot of times this season. I was sitting there like, Brady, if you're not going to take the hit, then you need to get the hell off the field. You are right.
You're right. Piss off Slick?
Yeah. You're right, though, Rick.
You saw that.
Rick, you are right about that.
3:30 in the morning there, or 3:10.
Yeah. 4 o'clock.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're right though, Rick, on that.
Our home office is in Germany.
I just think,
I'm off
when
an hour.
you say let
sorry,
Scotty
DJ,
Miller,
I'm just a little.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, let Scotty Miller run two. Let Scotty Miller run. Scotty Miller can't get downfield in under 2 seconds.
No,
okay,
and
Mike Evans can't get open in under 2 seconds. Chris Godwin's coming off a messed up knee, and Leonard Fournette's got a jacked up foot.
Can I split the difference? Because I think you're both right in your own way. I think what AJ's trying to say is that when you do what you're right in every assessment, both of you are right in your own assessments. What AJ's trying to say is they could have put in a super quick game, which is like more of a West Coast system rather than this vertical passing game, which will never develop because if you were freeze framed that your coach is 22, I'm sure every one of us here has it, of that game, until you get to about the third quarter and you pause it just as Tom Brady's about to throw the ball, they're all 10 yards at least deep. And all you have to do to defend that is just drop with them. What I think AJ's trying to say is be more creative. I
don't disagree at all, and I'm glad that it looks like they're moving on from Byron. Okay, I'm happy about that. All right, I am happy about that. Don't misunderstand me. I'm good. I will be honest with you. I kept expecting Brady. I thought Brady would come out and we'd see a different Brady last night because now it's the playoffs and now he's going to be willing to take the hit. Now he's going to put it all on the line. Last game or last
Like
whatever.
Carolina.
Right.
He
He didn't
didn't.
do it.
He did.
He
You're
didn't do
right,
it.
Rick. That's why I said you are 100% correct. Last night, I saw a guy who just wanted to go home, and that
Yes.
pissed me off more than anything. I was pissed. I just went into how they say autopilot. I was in auto angry. I
Yeah.
just went to let's just sit back because you're right. We didn't see that passion. And where is the I know Brady has a history of being loyal, but sometimes most great quarterbacks will tell their coach to go to hell. I got this. I'm taking over. You're right. We didn't see that, Brady. We just saw, like you said, at that point,
Yeah.
a tired old man,
Well,
just like, I'm done with this.
Well, let me throw this out here because I'm curious as your thoughts. Gronk didn't retire; he came back. How does that change the Bucs season we just had?
Not a clue, nothing. You know why? Byron he gets in his own way. I think people really you said it when Arians left, that took away the accountability in the locker room. And that was and belief. Arians might have chewed people out, but he believed in you. When he called out Tom Brady the first season, he did what he needed to do, but I guarantee you behind the scenes, Arians was like, but you're still my guy. I believe in you, but that doesn't mean.
I think Todd Bowles, if you saw Sean Murphy Bunning talking about him, he said,
"Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome."
Yeah, that video was awesome. That Todd Bowles goes off. The thing is this: you look at Byron Leftwich. Imagine Byron Leftwich chewing out Tom Brady. I guarantee you, it never happened. I guarantee you, it never happened.
Guys, I got a little summit of the playoff game. Caption this.
What do I do now?
Yes, Rick, that is perfect. He was saying, Brady, I'm telling you.
What do I do now?
I'm telling you, Arians was different. I just think that Arians was the type where he would get in your ass, but you're gonna learn something from it.
Hug him hard, hug him later.
It was
Brady
stability.
likes that, by the way. Brady likes being coached hard.
I agree.
He likes it. He enjoys it. And that is the one thing I will tell you. If Brady comes back, I really hope it's Bill O'Brien because Bill O'Brien will do that to Brady. They have the history. He will do that to Brady. And Brady needs
and they've had success, so it's not a bad chance.
Why do I keep thinking? I listen to everybody and I hear the arguments about Brady 50-50 coming back. Why is it in my heart of hearts, he's done.
Oh, I think he's done.
I think he's done.
Look,
I think today he's done. I don't know.
No. You just ranted about him about the whole season, and you're right to a large degree. He's done. The edge is gone. It's not coming back. He's not going to go play with his kids for a few weeks and then go, "Oh, my edge is back."
Dude,
it's
a
gone.
lot of players, a lot of guys stay way past when they should.
It's gone. I think he did 1 year too many and knows it.
If you're addicted to the game and you love it, a lot of guys. Michael Jordan in Washington, a lot of guys.
Brett Favre.
Ali in the 80s and 90s.
I know a lot of guys stay too long.
But here's the thing with Brady, the difference is, as you said, if we need to know if you're done now. I don't want to hear about this honestly, if I'm the organization now, Brady, what the hell are you gonna do? You have until next week maybe to get or the end of this week to tell us something.
I don't think they have to worry too much because he doesn't have a contract beyond the season. So what happens with Tom Brady, we're going to find out in March, which means that if he says no, that you're already working on your backup plan just in case. So I don't think that's a big deal.
I think he will have already told them. I think
you got to know before free agency. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I want to know before the Super Bowl so we can start looking. If he says no,
we're going to be looking.
Thank you for
they've been looking.
Yeah.
And it ain't Kyle Trask. They've been looking.
Yeah.
I think people are doing Kyle Trask super dirty. I'm going to tell you this right now. You know what? I can name 3 coaches that would probably make him useful. And 2 of them, one already is playing the Cowboys. That's Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan took Mr. Irrelevant. Now, Kyle Trask probably, I got to go back and look. I think he had a better college career than Purdy. He played in a harder division. I'm not saying Kyle Trask is the future, but I want to see what he would do with like how Purdy, it's not like Purdy is just on a random team. He has Kittle, he has Debo.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, you haven't
He has a
seen him
loaded
with
team.
Right.
the guys.
We haven't.
You could put in
We
Mr.
haven't
Irrelevant and he
seen
would
it.
do. Oh, that is Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, we
Yes.
haven't seen what he can do. All of us sitting here, we haven't seen what he can do. The coaches have seen what he can do.
But that doesn't mean the coaches know what
And
the
he's
hell they're
not
doing
even
either.
backup. He's number 3. He's not even active. Okay,
Right.
come on.
I'm a
crap with
second
Josh
generation
Rosen.
Gator alum, and I loved Kyle Trask, what he did. Go Gators! But he comes from that Danny Werfel mold of NFL quarterbacks. You don't have a cannon, and you're not fleet of foot, but you worked in that Gator system. Now that's probably being a bit too cruel to Mr. Trask, but he hasn't shown anything that would make me think he's a solid, even backup NFL quarterback. Now, I hope it changes, but he hasn't shown anything, even when he's been out there. I mean, I just don't have it. There's nothing for me to go off of to say that, he is going to be at least a backup. Because, I mean, Gabbert, he's a free agent too. So
yeah. The only thing is, then why would you draft him? See, this is where Tampa Bay, I would say, but
I think that you got to hope that the Brady kind of coaching, spending time with Brady in the lunchroom, hanging out with him in the classroom, and all that crap is going to rub off on him, and he's going to get all those.
When he shows up for work, it might help.
Yeah, when he shows up now, but he's going to get all those work habits, and he's going to see things the way Brady does, and that's what they were probably hoping for. But I don't know. I mean,
I think they took a flyer and said, "Let's see what this guy can do. Let's bring him in. Let's see what happens."
It was a second-round draft pick. I mean,
they brought him in, and then, all right, no, I don't think so. I mean, a lot of first-round quarterbacks don't work out.
No, you're right, but I have a dilemma. I can't take Byron's skills serious. He was a mediocre quarterback when he played. He was also under the guise of Arians his whole career. So why would
Trask was there last year under him, and he never got. You know, Trask didn't even take a snap in practice last year. Why? Right. Because Arians saw what he couldn't do.
Possibly. Okay, I'll give you that.
They kept Ryan Griffin.
Right.
Okay, I get it. I've heard this crap with Josh Rosen. Every there's always a quarterback that's a backup or a number 3. That everybody's like,
the diamond in the rough, and we're gonna find
everybody
it.
Does this all the time, and you know what happens? Then there's like, dude, like Purdy, who nobody's talking about. He gets in there, and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, he can play. Okay, that's all right. That's what happens. I'm tired of the Kyle Trask, Josh Rosen, whoever number 2 or 3 talk is. I'm tired of this. Come on.
Okay, well, if that's the case, if we can get Derek Carr for a reasonable price, you wouldn't mind that?
Oh, that would be the top of my list right now.
Yes.
And what's realistically you can go get. That's at the top of my list.
And
he's what, 31, 32?
And
he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And
burning for victory.
He actually has a good defense to come to.
Yes.
Didn't they say statistically the Raiders had the 32nd ranked defense or something?
Yes.
Oh God.
Can you imagine the burning for, oh my God, the passion that guy has? If you've ever heard him interviewed, you've ever heard any of that? Oh my God. I want that guy on my team. I mean, I'm oh hell yeah.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. I like guys like that.
And him and Evan.
Not only that, you're not going to have to give up too much to trade him because it's not his contract is not far off. He has no trade clause, so he gets to pick where he wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Raiders can set.
And they want him gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, damn, you're right. Because didn't he send a goodbye letter on Instagram? Like,
they benched him the last 2 weeks of the season.
They told him don't even show up. Yeah,
Woo.
they told him don't even come to the games or practice or anything. Been nice knowing you. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, the cover was, I don't want to be a distraction to my team. I'm like, what?
Right.
Okay.
No.
That was what they told the public. I mean,
I got a scenario. I like this. We get Derek Carr, right? He's a Buccaneer. Brady's gone. Thank you, GOAT. We appreciate you. Now,
Yeah, absolutely.
we do this. How does that change for the draft? What is your first round pick if Derek Carr comes here? I already got mine, but I want to hear
Only draft linemen on both sides of the ball the entire draft. Don't
tackle.
even.
I'm gonna give you a Can I get a virtual fist pump? Virtual fist pump. My man.
There you go.
I'm so glad you said that, because I said whatever quarterback the Bucs get, your first priority is the line. I'm getting Donovan Smith
the running back
out of here.
The receivers are set. That doesn't need to change. You don't need to change that. But what you do need to change is, sorry, you got something written?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me bring up something. 5 top positions on NFL teams. 5 most important positions on NFL teams are what? Quarterback, left tackle,
center.
These days, receiver,
of course.
Okay, edge rusher and cornerback. Okay. We don't know who's our quarterback next year. Our left tackle, Donovan Smith, probably cut, probably gone for cap reasons, if nothing else. Okay, we're not quite positive what we're doing there. Receiver, we don't have anybody on the other side of Evans and Godwin. And I'm sorry, Evans is, God, you got to love that guy. And I don't care what John O'Barnes said. That guy, the day he thinks about leaving, put him in the Ring of Honor. Okay, so having said that, fine. Okay, defensive end or edge rusher. We got a guy coming off an Achilles injury and JTS who can run all around a quarterback, but not touch him. Okay. He can run circles, literally just run circles around the guy while he's throwing the ball. I mean, he's so fast that, I mean, he goes right by the guy. I mean, it's just
forgot
amazing.
something.
He
right,
just
4 sacks, 4 sacks the whole year, 4 sacks. And cornerback. Now, Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy Bunting. First of all, they're both free agents. I mean, Jamel Dean.
Carlton Davis is in.
Jamel Dean and SMB are both free agents. But look, Carlton Davis shows flashes of being a great player, but then
he's got to catch. That's all. He got to catch.
He's inconsistent. He's inconsistent. The thing is
inconsistent when it comes to
reeling
zone coverage, coverage. He gonna do his thing.
Right.
He can do that, and that's why sometimes you have to accept people for who they are and utilize them to that extreme. Carlton Davis will always be my nitty gritty guy corner.
Yeah.
Dean is the more well-rounded, but that's fine. And shit, Dean might be more expensive than Carlton, because Carlton, we know he's good at one thing, and you can use that as your leverage. Well, this is what you are really good at, and Dean is the one, the prize. I agree. Dean is the prize.
Yeah.
He got speed and he can recover. I love
some reason that Bowles doesn't really like Dean. There's something about that. I'm not sure what it is. He always says him and SMB are basically equals. And for some reason, I understand, but this is what Bowles is saying. And there's something going on there. I don't know what, but listen, there's a guy named Josh Capo. I don't know if you guys know who he is. Follow him on Twitter. He's with Pewter Report. Okay. Queipo is his last name. This guy had an amazing bunch of tweets today that broke down the Bucs salary cap situation. And okay, it was phenomenal what he put out there.
I saw it. It was great. He broke it down.
You break it, and this is a very quick overview. Okay. If Brady retires, there's a $34.1 million dead cap hit against the Bucs. If he comes back for 1 year, let's say they sign him for $30 million and go ahead and restructure and handle it that way, then it only counts as $16.1 million against the cap this year. All right. So you'll save $16.1 million. Sorry, you'll save $16.1 million if Brady comes back for 1 more year. You save $16.1 million on him. If you cut Donovan Smith, which, let's be honest, Josh Wells did a fine job there. Okay. So if you cut Donovan Smith, if you cut Cameron Brate, if you cut Ryan Suckup, who can't hit a 50-yard field goal anyway, if you cut Leonard Fournette, who's, God bless him, thank you for your service, you've done great, but it's time. If you cut those guys, those 4 guys, you save $18.7 million. Okay.
Bye-bye.
With some more restructuring, he named all the players and why it's a reasonable thing, and that it would probably happen. The Buccaneers can end up with over $16.6 million in cap space next year. All right. You know how for years we all looked at the Saints and said, oh, they're in cap hell. They're in cap, and they kept signing people.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be fine. So stop thinking that, oh no, that's going to suck. We're done. We're not.
I agree. I do agree with that. I think we'll be just fine in that aspect. But I do like that you said get linemen. I would go for that left tackle ASAP.
A lot of them.
The edge rusher ASAP.
Do we need a
Depending
left tackle more or a left guard? I'm not sure.
I need a left tackle. I don't want Donovan Smith blocking.
No,
anymore.
Josh Wells.
He's a
Josh
head
Wells,
case.
I think did fine. And I feel bad. I feel a little bit bad for Donovan Smith. Because of the hyperextended elbow he's been playing with all year. And yeah, that's why he's grabbing people and everything, because he can't use his other arm. Having said that, I mean, and he had 2 good years in a row just prior to that. But having said that, thank you. Thank you for those 2 good years. It's been interesting. It's been interesting. We can move on and do better. It's time to do that. And we can save a lot of money. And guys, I just mentioned 4 players save us $18.7 million. Donovan Smith, Cam Brate, who already said his goodbyes last night. If you heard the interviews after the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Cam Brate knows he's gone. Ryan Suckup. He's really this year. Bye. And Leonard Fournette again, really this year. Bye.
Yeah, because Rashad is the future.
Rashad is the future, and it's not like you can't get another running back. So
absolutely,
this is doable, guys. This is doable. We're gonna be fine when it comes to the salary.
It just hit me. There were 9 touchdowns last night and 0 extra points.
No. They hit 1. Dallas hit 1 at the end of the game.
Okay, 1. There was 9 touchdowns because we had 2 and they had 7, and they
hit 1.
The Bucs went for 2 twice. Yeah. I forgot he didn't make the 1.
The Bucs hit it once. Yeah, hit the extra, going for 2 once, but they went twice. It was no, they only hit it once. They got it once.
Correct, but there was no extra point.
Extra points, right?
I'm still embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed about that game. I can't. That's gonna sting for a while. And the media was just having a frenzy today. I couldn't even do it. Shannon, he knows, like Slick knows how I am about Shannon. I know they have to do their ESPN Disney talk, but I was not for it today, because when some of these NFL guys, as Slick has said, they're just talking for a check. These guys played the game. You know that you just can't just throw it on one thing. You know better. So I just left them alone today. And Dallas fans, I just hope they get beat by at least 25.
Well, I don't blame it on them. I blame it on us. So,
no, we blew it. No, we blew it. That's what makes this game terrible. The refs weren't cheating, nothing like that. We came out flat and pathetic. And as a team, as a whole,
offensively, we did.
Yeah, we were offensive, and then defensively.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't come out flat defensively.
I think that interception set the tone.
Yes, the Brady interception.
It was done. There was no coming back from. Okay. There's no real coming back from it. When I look at it,
that was a 14-point swing. Yeah,
you are right. It was a 14-point.
How many times did the Buccaneers come back?
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's a 14-point swing if your defense stops them, and they didn't.
Right.
So.
No, I mean, it was 14.
The Bucs defense didn't show up last
night.
No,
they didn't. They played
and I thought they would. And I thought it would be a close game, but the offense was what they've been all year. I'm yapping
on your show. I'm yapping on your show.
Guys, we got to cut it anyway because it's way later than we normally do.
Yeah, I'm gonna head off myself, but because you guys are wonderful guests, Rick and David, please tell everybody where they can find you all. So, because this was great.
Okay, Dave, you want me to
do the honors? You go ahead.
You can actually see all of our links at www.bucs.live or on Facebook at Go Bucs Live, on Twitter at Go Bucs Live. I think it's the same thing on YouTube. I'm not positive. We just got the little channel, whatever you call it, the URL. So, but where you can go see all our links on www.bucs.live every Tuesday night at 9:00. We do our thing, Eastern.
No.
So, guys, thank you for letting us come in and invade
Yes,
your.
thank you.
No, it was wonderful.
Pleasure meeting you,
David,
gentlemen.
much appreciated, brother.
This
Yeah.
was fun.
Hey, enjoy. What are we up to? 4:30 a.m.
Nearly 4:30. You know, I'm looking at the time going, I got to take the kids to school in about less than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Dave, that's
Wow.
why his hair looks like that.
It's that hair.
You gentlemen take it
I'm
easy.
in desperate need of a haircut, and when it gets this long, it starts to kind of like this boot on.
Yeah, I just braid my imagination back. So
All right,
Well,
guys,
you-
thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
yes,
Have a
you
great
take it
night.
easy.
See ya.
Cheers. Okay, let's land this plane and let's get this done and let's go and get some. Well, I'm going to get some sleep. I know what time is it over there for you? What,
It's
10?
about to be Wednesday in 30 minutes. So yeah.
Okay, so whatever you got to do, brother.
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
thanks for coming in and joining us on this show. Even Johnny, when he came in and did his thing, look, if you want to blame referees, blame referees.
That's
Losing,
fun.
blame referees.
That's
I
fun.
will never ever. As a coach, I've had a dirty referee, and we found out that the linebacker of the other team was sleeping with the ref.
That's different. That's different. That's
Yeah.
That's different.
And the worst part was, when I don't know if any people know this, you probably know this because you coach. When the clock gets down to 10 seconds, as a referee, you give a warning saying, you say 10 seconds.
Yep.
They know to get the snap off. And if they get a delay game, it's on them.
Yep.
When they played, she would scream at them, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. So they get the snap off. For us, she didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
We actually brought it to the League of Administrators because we were like, this is dodgy. Like, we don't mind calling a flag here and there when we've done some ticky-tacky. Because if you're going to play a referee and you're going to be biased, you call the shit on the 50-50 stuff. Because no one's going to dispute it because it's 50-50.
Facts.
But stuff like that is obvious. But even then, I was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We lost because we lost.
Exactly.
That didn't help.
Hey, I respect your nobility.
Yeah. I just don't want to blame a referee. Look, if you're going to blame a referee, it basically means you can't take accountability for your team sucking. That's the way I look at it. Now, if it's one of those last second ones, like as in it flips the script right there and then, and it's towards the end of the game, then you have an argument because it got taken away from you. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you've got that last minute field goal, and all of a sudden they call a ticky-tacky penalty that's absolute bullshit that puts you out of field goal range. You have an argument against the refs.
Yeah, you change the dynamics of the game.
You get a guy who gets ejected, or you get a field goal taken off the board in the first quarter or the third quarter or the second quarter. You still got a quarter to play football. Don't use that as an excuse. Be better than that. You didn't win because you weren't good enough, not because you didn't get one fucking kick.
Right.
Anyway, without further ado, guys, thanks for coming on to the Aftermath. And yeah, it's going to be a bit weird doing the Aftermath when there's no game to bitch about or be excited about, I guess. But we will prevail. There will be Bucs news. Hopefully we hear about a firing or two, maybe. There will hopefully be stuff happening. We will continue to do our thing. I think me and AJ will probably iron out the best time for both me and him, what we will do, and then we'll get that content coming out to you. As always, AJ will be doing his thing, which is his it's about bucket time. It's about bucket time, and I'll do my shit. I'm getting back into the swing of my stuff. I'm also coaching at the moment, so I will be a little bit more slower on my content, and I'm just glad I don't have so many fucking shows to do because there was a time where I was doing 5 in a week.
Woo! Bless you.
Yeah, I do this. I do pre-game, post-game. No, I do my show, mine and Teresa's show, pre-game and post-game. I'll be like, oh, fucking hell. And I said the same shit every single time.
It's all right. That means that you at least you knew it. You know your shit.
They're well rehearsed, baby. They're well rehearsed. Anyway, without further ado, Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3, go Bucs!
Go Bucs.